Oops, wrong scene. Hello, everyone. Welcome in. I am Mercurio de Leon, adventurer from another world. And today we're doing some React stuff. It's been like well over a year since I've done any video watching streams, and I'm trying out a little bit of a different format because I'm going to be making this into a video and stuff. Chat won't be on screen this time. It'll be a little different. Not as much of an overlay. It's mostly just going to be me and the videos. But yeah. Also, I guess I should do my own separate intro for when this does go live as a edited video, because I will be editing both videos I watch into their own shorter video. So I'm gonna do that. Hello, everyone. I am Mercurio de Leon, adventurer from another world, and I have been a longtime fan of Warhammer 40,000 since like 2009 or 10, at least. And I never really dipped into fantasy very much, which is odd because I'm typically a huge fan of fantasy over sci-fi. Don't know why it's different for Warhammer, but I decided that I'm gonna give it a shot and watch PancreasNoWork's video, every Warhammer Fantasy faction explained, and I'm gonna learn something new about a part of, but separate part of a franchise that I have loved for years and years. But yeah, let's get into that. And also, please give PancreasNoWork a follow if you're at all interested in Warhammer stuff. He talks about other things as well, although I haven't dipped into his channel much. I wanted this to be my first thing for him. I think he might also talk about BattleTech sometimes and various other things, which I might look into as well. That is another thing that I've played a lot of BattleTech games and stuff, but I've never really dipped into the lore too much, so it'd be kind of cool to learn about that. We'll see. Anyway, I think we're gonna get into it. As soon as I remember, there it is. Also, welcome in, everyone. Hello, Angie. Hello, Penda. Welcome in. How are you two doing? Also, I would ask that we do minimal sound redeems today. I don't remember how to disable them, but I also trust my community to be cool. All right. Let's see what this is about. Also, yeah, again, shout outs to Pancreas. I appreciate this. And hello, Toasty. Thank you for the redeems. Welcome in. How you doing? Sorry to hear that, Panda. I don't know. If they can, you are welcome to look into it. That's right, Toasty. I could kind of go for some pancakes. Oh, neat. Yeah, if you want to do that, I would appreciate that. I'll set up a bot for it later. Anyway, let's get to the video. Let me know how the sound is for everything. It looked like the levels were good, but all right. Let's learn about Warhammer Fantasy.
Controversial statement. I like when people get into Warhammer. It's always a
Same.
joy to have more people to play with and interact
Yes.
with in the hobby space. It's a new chance for
I
me to try
immediately
and
like
convert
him for that.
someone, anyone, into accepting that the Eldar are actually really cool and interesting, and please, just for 5 minutes, stop saying elf bad. But speaking of elves,
I changed my
every
mind.
time there's a wave of people that first
I
learn
disagree
about
with him now.
Warhammer, there's always one thing in common with them. None of them realize there's more to Warhammer than Space Marines, Tyranids, and spikier Space Marines. There's a whole other pair of settings that also exist, and they just fly right under the radar half the time. And this sucks, because the best Warhammer setting is right there. Yeah, GW ended it, but then it came back, and if you don't want to, you don't even have to collect thousands of dollars of minis to play with this one. Kind of. Warhammer Fantasy has been around longer than even 40k. It's had its ups, it's had its downs. It got blown up for a little bit, but thanks to Total War, Vermintide, and the constant nagging of the community, you can once again play in the old world. With elves, dwarves, and humans as standard, but also some more out there races, such as magical frogs, rats,
I like
and
them.
Walmart shoppers. And not enough people know about them. Not nearly enough. And not nearly enough people learn that this setting is
He's
even a
not
thing.
wrong.
So I'm going to be doing my part today. Today I'm going to learn you all about every faction in Warhammer Fantasy. Some of them had extensive army lists and plot.
I'm liking his style so far. He's getting me. I still take offense to the fact that he thinks that the elves don't suck, but you know, not everyone's perfect, especially not elves. And yes, it is. I'll probably check out the other one as well, his Age of Sigmar. This is just the one that I knew about ahead of time.
Relevance, some of them languished when unupdated army books for years on end, and some of them until recently were relegated to about 3 pages of background lore. Doesn't matter, we're doing it all. If you can conceivably consider it an actual faction, they'll be here. Think of it as a companion to this video. That one was me trying to overview the setting as a whole, and this one is about the groups of people in the setting. So
Oh, wait, hold on. Okay. I'll have to look at that later. Also, what did that text say? What? Hold on. What did you say to me, Pancreas? Where is it? Where'd it go? I'm not crazy. I was seeing that, right? Oh. Promoting another video of mine before this one's properly started. I'm a real YouTuber. You know what? Yeah. Go watch that one.
into this video. That one was me trying to overview the setting as a whole, and this one is about the groups of people in the setting. So let's dive into a world of fantasy and see what all that nonsense about them having the Warhammer is all about. But you're about to start listening to me list off all kinds of factions, and do you know what?
Thank you, Angie. I appreciate that. Also, the elves in Warhammer created Slaanesh, at least 40k. So all arguments are invalid.
What you could be listening to me with? Raycon and their Everyday Earbuds, the sponsor of this video.
Ad.
Raycon's Everyday Earbuds are some of the finest available on the market.
We watched
They've
the
got a new
ads here.
improved version just to go that extra mile. Let's just get right into the features of these bad boys. Multi-point connectivity, so if you and someone else want to share the music, you can with no problems. Active noise cancellation, because sometimes the outside world just needs to take a step back for a bit. And a new sleek ergonomic design to make them look and feel better than ever before. It's even got a cool protective case to keep them nice and safe. I've got them colored in a nice purple in a galaxy-themed case. It's got a nebula on it and everything. It's nice.
It's pretty cool.
You can get them in other options,
I like that.
though. There's plenty of colors to choose from.
My Kindle has a case a little like that.
32-hour battery life that gets 90 minutes of battery per 10 minutes of charging. I forget to charge my headphones pretty often, and combined with my complete and
Same.
utter lack of patience, that's usually a bad thing. But the Everyday Earbuds got my back.
Mood.
You can just charge them up for a little bit, and they're good to go. I use them when I'm painting or assembling minis. It's nice and relaxing, and the sound quality lets me tune out the world and get into the swing of things. This is good because, as you can see, I have a lot of minis to work on. But even with your own shopping needs, you can still
it's a
enjoy
pile
the
of shame.
Raycon Everyday Earbuds. Click the link in the description or go to buyraycon.com/PancreasNoWork to get 15% off your Raycon purchase, plus free shipping. They're already half the price of other brands, and with my link, you can get them at an even better price. Spice up how you listen to music, podcasts, and more with Raycon's Everyday Earbuds. Now then, let's talk about where it all began. That's orc spelled with a C, by the way, not a K. But across the board, the greenskins of Warhammer Fantasy aren't that different from the ones in 40k, which is why we're starting with them. They like to fight, they're mushroom people, they're green. If you took an orc from 40k
they are
and
still
put him in a
mushrooms.
greenskin tribe in Fantasy, he probably wouldn't be able to tell the difference. Might wonder why no one has a decent shooter hanging around, but he'd be content with his life regardless. He might even be happier, because these orcs have characters like Grimgor instead of Ghazghkull. There are no thinking and tactics for Grimgor, only beating everything near him to death. The greenskins used to have some pretty different lore, being closer to D&D than anything else. They had half-orcs, and they didn't reproduce with mushroom spores. Then as time went on, that was moved away from, and eventually we came to where we are now in the old world. That being that the orcs hopped a ride with the old ones' ships when they came to the Warhammer Fantasy world. More on them later. From there, they naturally began spreading out across the entire world.
Wait,
the old world.
go back?
More. That being that the orcs hopped a ride was moved away else. They had half-orcs, and they didn't reproduce with mushroom spores. Then as time went on, that was moved away from, and eventually we came to where we are now in the old world. That being that the orcs hopped a ride with the old ones' ships when they came to the Warhammer Fantasy world. More on them later. From there,
Wait,
they
what?
naturally began spreading
Is
out
that real?
across the entire world. The old ones and their servants did their best to get rid of the orcs, as they did all other races they weren't quite fond of, but you can't get rid of the orcs once they're on a planet. It's just not possible. So nowadays, if you wander around a given area long enough, chances are you'll find some greenskins kicking about, making things worse for whoever lives there. The orcs themselves are one of the biggest similarities between the two settings. The biggest guy is in charge of the tribe, and if you get a real big boss, he might be in charge of multiple tribes. And when you get a really big boss, you can get a whole proper WoW going. When this happens, you usually get a whole lot of dead humans and dwarfs. Painting something red still makes it go faster, painting it blue makes it luckier, and can block arrows from killing the blue-painted orc. And they still love looting. Not nearly as much as in 40k, but you can always find an orc in a tribe wearing dwarf plate armor or wielding a human greatsword he grabbed off a corpse. They do have some more savage brethren who judge other orcs for using things like basic tools or digging a pit to shit in rather than just letting it drop where you stand, but aside from being a bit more magical, those orcs aren't really all that different. Where you get the biggest change, though, is with the goblins. See, in 40k, Grots are an entire species of plot irrelevance to the orcs. You'll get one like Makari once in a blue moon who are allowed to be in the shadow of the spotlight of a far more famous orc, but the goblins in fantasy are an actual threat all by themselves. Sure, they're still cowardly and will refuse a stand-up fight unless they outnumber the enemy.
Yeah, they are their own faction, aren't they?
Sure, they're still kicked around by the orcs and are used to do all the manual construction stuff. And sure, they're still slightly smarter than the orcs, so anything resembling any actual construction or research is done by them. But every now and then, not often, but every now and then, you get a goblin who's a cut above the rest. And when that happens, everyone's in trouble. The goblins are cunning little buggers. They know in a straight-up fight they're gonna lose, so they'll wait till the biggest orc around is sleeping and slit his throat, or poison his food, or convince him there's something shiny in a nearby cave filled with hungry trolls.
How much poison do you need to poison an orc? Because I feel like typical poison, especially on an orc that's big enough to be the leader, is not going to work well. You got to get like a barrel of that shit in there, right? You got to hit him with that Space Wolf booze. Except for there are no Space Wolves. Also, there's a weird like optical illusion that's happening right now where he looks like he is slowly getting closer without anything moving. The video is paused. He still looks like he's getting closer to me, and I hate that. Get out of here.
And sometimes, if they're really insane, they'll overdose on literally magic mushrooms, and when they come back to reality, they've slaughtered every orc in charge in a manic frenzy. Now, instead of a big green moron who just about knows which way is forward leading the army, you have someone like Skarsnik leading an orc army. A green little Sun Tzu who's going to run circles around you and your entire military. Or you can get one that pretty much just lucks into the position, like Grom the Paunch, hallowed be his girth. Instead of being clever, he just got incredibly lucky and was forced to eat troll meat. Instead of exploding, which is normally what happens when you do that, he just kept growing alongside it. 3 things happened.
Exploding? What? Is that like... Does he mean literally? Do you just actually explode? Alright then.
1, he got so incredibly fat he'd beat rival orcs by sitting on them. 2, he became a legend among goblins everywhere, the alpha male fantasy they all wish they could be. And 3, he nearly ended the world by sailing from the equivalent of the Middle East or Africa to the middle of the Atlantic and destabilizing the High Elves. If you like Grots but wish they could, do anything important ever, maybe take a look at the goblins. Their history really isn't anything special though, mostly because they're greenskins and what you see is what you get. Usually, they beat each other up. Every now and again, one of them beats up enough orcs that he convinces them all to go beat someone else up instead. This continues until that war boss is killed, and then the orcs disband and go back to beating each other up again. Some evil dwarfs like to use them as slaves, and when they tried to make bigger, stronger, and smarter orcs to use as slaves, they immediately learned why that was a bad idea when the orcs revolted. If you like being mean and green, you'll like the orcs. And one crucial thing I nearly forgot, they love to dance. Wurzag may be the prophet of the orc gods first, but he's a hell of a dancer second. Now let's get out of the realm of similarities and into some things fantasy really does different. When the old ones showed up, the planet they arrived on was ideal for creating the ultimate weapon to fight chaos. Of course, they still had to create it, so to do that, they started by moving the planet closer to the sun to warm it up, which pissed off a lot of things on it, like the dragons. Speaking of, there were a lot of races on the planet that wouldn't really like to share the room with the Old Ones' creations. So to help them with the legwork, as well as get rid of all those fellas, the Old Ones created the Lizardmen. They also created most of the other playable races in the setting, so unless otherwise stated, assume all these factions started out as the test tube babies of the Old Ones in one way or another. The Lizardmen were not this ultimate weapon against chaos, although they were still pretty good at fighting. You know how I said the orcs resisted extermination by the Old Ones? That was just them who managed it. Everyone else fell under a tide of angry lizards, dinosaurs, or angry lizards riding dinosaurs. With that small little bit of genociding out of the way, the Old Ones set about making the world fit their needs. The Lizardmen were their chief assistants, and to be the best secretaries they could possibly be, the Old Ones made them in several different flavors. All of them with a dash of Mesoamerican cultures thrown in, because if you have the option to have Aztec lizard riding dinosaurs, you have no good reason not to take it. First, you have the
so
Slan.
valid.
The Slan are the best wizards in all the world. They may be big fat toad people, but the first generation ones were the ones who changed the entire planet's orbit, moving around where it needed to be in space. Moving down
I know
the
a little bit
generational
about
line,
them.
They did get weaker, but that's highly relative. Second generation Slan could only cause entire mountain ranges to suddenly appear at the drop of a hat. These were the Lizardmen who directly worked with the Old Ones and delivered their messages and will to the rest of them. Next, you have the Saurus. Stupid people might think that since the Lizardmen are a Bronze Age civilization at best, they're not much of a threat. Then an 8-foot-tall monster from the Cretaceous period clubs you to death with an obsidian axe, and you find out just how the Saurus were able to depopulate an entire planet. These were the generals of the Lizardmen armies. They were bred for war and only war. They're pretty straightforward, and all their characters have the same background of bred to kick ass, but this is Warhammer. That's a feature, not a bug, and they break it down to its simplest possible form. Next are the Skinks. They're little chibi gecko axolotl things that do to the day-to-day management of Lizardman society. You need a building planned out or to do basic diplomacy, you send the Skinks. They're also skirmishers. When the trees start speaking great planese, it's the Skinks doing it. They've even got their own god all to themselves, Sotek. It was a bit of a controversy when he came around at first, but the rest of the Lizardmen seemed content enough to let him be worshipped. Finally, we have the Kroxigors.
Kroxigors are awesome.
They build the buildings and gator death roll all over enemy armies. That's it, but that's all they need to do. When Chaos first came and the Old Ones fled, the Lizardmen had to figure out how to not only survive, but continue the Old Ones' work in their absence, which they sort of have been pulling off a little bit. They held off the invasion at the cost of almost all the first Slan and most of their spawning pools, turning them into a very numerically disadvantaged race. Not that this stops them from still sometimes rampaging across the world, but they are largely held up in the jungles of Lustria nowadays, also known as South America, because Warhammer Fantasy is just Earth if someone with really shaky hands drew a map of it. They're isolationists, the Slan will spend centuries at a time meditating on the few plaques the Old Ones have left, and they really hate when tourists come to Lustria because it's usually to steal those plaques. They're all gold, you see, because gold doesn't tarnish or rust. Convenient for writing things down in a jungle, less convenient when all the warm bloods come to steal the shiny stuff. If you see a Lizardman army, you're either screwed because the Great Plan dictates your death, or screwed because you're somewhere they don't think you should be. Very simple faction, but again, that's a positive. Sometimes being dino-brained is the way to go.
Hell yeah, it is.
Also known as the Imperium, but not as awful. These guys are the default protagonist faction. They're the strongest nation of men in the world, and that's no meaningless boast here, because there's actual competition they have in that department, unlike the Imperium. They formed about 2,500 years prior to the setting's modern day, when a pretty cool dude named Sigmar was born. Sigmar had a dream, uniting the scattered tribes of barbarian into one unified nation of mankind, to drive back the darkness and bring peace to the land. He did this chiefly by beating up everyone who disagreed with him, but in fairness, most of them deserved it. If this sounds familiar, let me just remind you that this guy was here first. Plus, Sigmar realized that outright killing everyone just because they disagree with you is perhaps a bad idea that will lead to problems later down the line, so he settled for only beating them up. Sigmar didn't just beat up people, though. He also beat up a lot of orcs. Like, a whole lot of orcs.
So, he's kinda Biggie if Biggie was not a complete and total dick. Got it. If Biggie had an ounce of reasoning.
So many orcs that the dwarfs swore eternal friendship with mankind, because if Sigmar is so kick-ass, surely the rest of humanity can't be that bad either. He united most of the tribes of man in the area, and you better believe I'll come back to the most later, and formed the Empire of Man. 50 years later, he just up and left. A little bit after that, he became a god, and the Empire soon worshipped Sigmar as the chief god of their pantheon. The Empire is pretty unique as far as fantasy factions go. Usually a fantasy setting will reach the medieval era, and then very explicitly never move past that for the next trillion years of its history.
Yeah,
The
usually.
Empire isn't like that. When Sigmar was doing his thing, it was barely the Iron Age. The dwarves giving them steel weapons every now and then was considered the height of technological advancement. Nowadays,
That's a big deal.
2,500 years later, the Empire has tanks. Good tanks? Yeah. Look, for a Renaissance age civilization, tanks are pretty damn impressive no matter how good they actually are. They have factories, mechanical horses, and countless other things that make you wonder if the book you're reading was put in the fantasy section by mistake. They also have wizards who scam people out of $50 for the thrill of it, politicians who constantly need to be wrangled by the one competent guy in the entire government, and enough floppy hats to arm the entire Holy Roman Empire with. There's still no...
Yeah, I love the medieval tank stuff. There's a certain level of steampunk technology that I do really like in my fantasy. I think that Warhammer kind of, for the most part, hits that pretty perfectly. Because, I mean, historically, they did try to make tanks in, like, the medieval era, but they just couldn't figure out how to get them to work. With the coalition of like a bunch of different species, like technologies from various species and potentially some magic bullshit, I could see that working.
Normal people, though. The three things that make the Empire great aren't genetically modified super soldiers, or lost technological secrets from a golden age, or even the direct intervention of their gods. It's faith, steel, and gunpowder. A whole lot of each. Give a man a halberd, a cause to fight for, and his friends by his side, and it turns out you can push back even the most determined of evil murder Vikings time and time again. Most Warhammer fantasy books follow the Imperial characters around, and you get a good feel for just how fleshed out this land is through them. You've got the Heartlands, sure, places like Altdorf where it's interconnected with the wider world, magic runs through the very city.
Hey, Castle Drachenfels, I know that.
Magic, and elves and dwarves can be seen regularly. Then you have backwater shitholes like Ostermark, where the people are outnumbered by everything nearby that wants to kill them, and guns are still a scary black magic invention for a good half the population. Or Averland, whose most noticeable trait is that they hunt halflings for sport there. There's halflings in the Empire, by the way. They can vote on the next
hilarious,
because
but terrible.
They baked a previous one a really good meal. They also had a civil war over pie. Don't be a halfling in Averland. You're gonna decorate someone's mantelpiece sooner or later. Of course, this is still Warhammer, fantasy or not. Sure, I said it's not as awful as the Imperium, but it still has witch hunters who will burn you alive for being a wizard, or being a mutant, or just for being a bit too ugly, because that's also a sign of chaos mutation. And it's still a...
How can you tell in Warhammer? I'm sorry, but have you seen what most of their character designs look like? Every once in a while, you get one person there, you're like, damn, they kind of fine. But also, the rest of the time, they just kind of look like how they look like in Vermintide, which I love the Vermintide characters, but they got lumpy potato faces. I'm gonna be real. I mean, fair. True, she is. She's one of the rare exceptions.
Renaissance age civilization. For 90% of people, this means it's a medieval civilization, but you might see more pretty statues and paintings than your ancestors did. You're still probably gonna die of the water making you poop too much. They're bordered by the undead, beastmen are everywhere once you leave the city limits, and worst of all, they have
spine
people
coming
who have
out
sex with horses for neighbors.
I'm not going to address that last thing, but also, yeah. So, what are the Beastmen in fantasy? Are they just like there? Are they just monsters that happen, or are they strictly chaos, like creatures? Because I think chaos mutants. Okay, I think that's the same as they are in 40K. That explains why that one's spine is going on vacation. Toasty, the way you say strictly chaos. Okay. Okay, so you are being literal. I see.
The Empire is constantly on the defense, from orcs, from chaos, from beastmen, which are a different kind of chaos, and really anyone else who's feeling a bit bored that day. But the average citizen of the Empire will do their part to keep the hordes at bay, and at the end of the day, they did this for 2,500 years until the authors decided reality itself had to go, which is a pretty good track record. They're a human, relatable nation, like if the Imperial Guard got to actually be the main characters of 40k instead of Space Marine 9001, model on sale now for $60. It's grounded with people having normal struggles, but also fantastical, with wizards and monsters being everywhere. They do have one ultimate ace in the hole, though, the reigning emperor, Karl Franz. The best statesman in the old world, the guy who wields the Warhammer. You know the one, the actual real-life Warhammer logo. That's his, and he's very good at using it. He's the kind of politician who can convince you into giving him everything you own and leave you thinking you got the better deal, but also the kind of person who wouldn't do that to you. He's got everyone's interest at heart, and overall, this guy's the best emperor in Warhammer. Not Warhammer Fantasy, Warhammer in general. Kiss my ass, corpse worshippers. This one can walk, talk, and beat you to death in the name of the Empire. If you like relatable folk with a touch of fantastic, Sigmar and his people have your back. But I did say most
I'm no fan of
tribes are
Big E.
connected by Sigmar. Unfortunately, a couple weren't able to be integrated for one reason or another. Let's talk about the one that I like first. Kislev is all of Eastern Europe thrown into a pot and mixed to boiling until it coagulated into one Slavic special.
No. The guy that I was talking about that had the spine coming out was just... He was in the little Beastman section. And it just kind of looked like it was a body with a spine just completely leaving it. Like he's split in two and the spine's just like... I guess that's the sound of a spine leaving a body.
Stew. They live in a frozen hellhole, which is also their country's greatest defense. They wear thick fur pelts. They have winged hussars. They also squat in the middle of a battlefield, because such is the natural state of the Kislevite. And vodka. Even the dwarfs ingrained alcoholism.
Hey, that's what I drink.
Drinking skills of a Kislevite. Kislev's job in the setting is to face tank chaos invasions before they get to the Empire of Man, which they do pretty well. Half their cities are torn down in the process, but they're a hardy bunch. They walk into the winter snow, and when everyone occupying their land freezes to death, come back in and rebuild. Their religion is different from the Empires, and they view them as weak southerners, but the two nations are still staunch allies. Mostly because when the forces of actual hell are your neighbors, anyone else is going to be a good friend. They're led by the Tsar or Tsarina of Kislev, because GW was worried you wouldn't understand which region this place is based off of. Many times, and indeed the last one before the world blew up, this was an ice witch, a handy person to have running your country when a raging blizzard is considered a mild day. You still can't play as Kislev in the old world, thank you GW for that extreme blue balling, but they had some pretty heavy redesigns, and a lot of the marketing for the old world did at one point feature Kislev. Here's hoping
they seem
GW
really cool.
realizes that winged hussars riding bears is something people are interested in.
Yes.
Shame that sentence needs to be said. I don't know why anyone would ever need to be told that.
Give me that.
These are those people
I want
who have
that.
sex
I
with
like
horses.
those guys.
When Sigmar was uniting everyone, they refused to join him, because obviously they were too good to join him. Did they have some super special magical secret, or a technology that could let them surpass the fledgling empire, or some other race in the hole? No, but they copied the elves' homework and our French, so they decided they were too good to shack up with a future god and went it alone. Bretonnia looked at all the cool advancements the empire was making, how it was a dynamic nation in a genre that usually gets to the medieval era and then freezes like it's going into cryo-sleep, and said no. We will not be doing that. We will be staying as medieval land. It is mandated by the government that technology will not advance, that society will never have any major upheavals, and that everything is just perfect the way it is. It's like that old decree the Pope made that declared crossbows were a blasphemous weapon, taken to be an entire society's philosophy. Bretonnia is all about knights.
So, the Mechanicus.
Magical knights defending the realm and saving damsels, knights leading the country to further the goals and interests of the rest of the knights. Imagine King Arthur. That's it. Just imagine King Arthur stretched out to be a whole faction. The in-universe
I'm into it. I like that.
They saw high elf cavalry and just ran with the concept. Out of universe, it's just King Arthur and every medieval stereotype thrown together. You could, admittedly, say the same thing about the Empire and the Holy Roman Empire, or Kislev in Eastern Europe, but those are eras and places fantasy writers don't usually copy wholesale, so they get a pass from me. Bretonnia is the land of almost every fantasy setting ever conceived since Lord of the Rings, and it shows. Unfortunately, they can afford to do all of this fantasy stasis, because an elf goddess is playing them like a fiddle. Their precious Lady of the Lake, also known as the Elf Goddess of Magic, chooses some super special knights to become Grail Knights. They sip from her chalice of bathwater, and when the now Grail Knight emerges, they're like supercharged D&D paladins. Bullets are an inconvenience, their armor is magically toughened, and their mounts never...
Is that what bathwater does? Is that why everyone wants it so bad? Interesting.
Tire, so until the Empire invents the Gatling gun, they're able to keep being aggressive backwater dickweeds. In older lore they were tolerable, but in modern lore someone must have felt they weren't angsty enough and made them nice and extra oppressive. The peasants are honored if the noble allows them to have 3 pennies a week instead of 2, ladies who aren't magical are property because medieval times, and social mobility is a punchline. I hope you like medieval medicine. The Empire's medicine already isn't that great. Bretonnian medicine is the kind of thing that has a 300% fatality rate. And horses. Everyone has a horse. Even the lowliest peasants have a horse that more often than not eats and lives better than they do. I like horses, but I don't like them that much. If you've ever been to medieval times and made that your entire personality, Bretonnia is a good faction for you. Because God is real and hates me, they're also one of the starter factions of the old world, so getting into Warhammer Fantasy nowadays is pound for pound fairly easily done with Bretonnia. In all honesty, pick them if you like them. It is on some level cool, because for as much shit as I was giving them for being generic and bland knights are cool. There's a reason every five-year-old wants to be a knight and not a Landsknecht. I mean, for God's sakes, just trying to say that word is difficult. The other army GW has refused to put onto the tabletop, despite already having a direct hand in reworking them for Total War.
Until recently.
There's a fully fleshed out Cathayan army book for GW developed. You can't have it because funds not allowed. This is a shame because Cathay is awesome. Dragons are also awesome. Cathay agrees because they're ruled by immortal dragons who the Cathayans follow at every whim. Fantasy China is a magical place and one of the few places in the entire planet that might not be a terrible one to live in. Every now and again it does what actual China used to do and implodes, and
he has the danger egg.
Dragons get along like all siblings do, i.e. barely at all. But in day-to-day life, not a bad place. And it always comes back together after imploding, usually after Mommy and Daddy Dragon come back to kick everyone's heads in until they start behaving again. It is, like I said, just fantasy medieval China. But that is a compliment. You know those terracotta soldiers? What if they were animated by magic? And also
I love that. Those are so cool.
Are you a 40K fan? Imagine if the Primarchs weren't utter morons and failures almost to a man. Because that's Cathay. Again, for reasons I will never understand, we don't have them yet in tabletop. But Total War does, and by God is it fun to play as Cathay. The Silk Road was prosperous in real life, and it's prosperous in Warhammer. So if/when they finally come out, prepare to show the world why China was for a good 1,000 years the most prosperous country on the planet. It's even better here, because this Great Wall has magical dragon ladies guarding it. Oh, Cathay is also near the countries of Nippon, Ind, and Koresh. Nippon is Japan, Ind is India, and Koresh is Southeast Asia. I'm not giving them their own spots because no one cares about them, and I can't bring myself to either. That's it for the non-chaotic living humans, but that doesn't mean we're done talking about humans.
Also, I love that they just named the Japanese...
or skin.
They just named the Japanese one... Yeah, it's just Japan. No, not at all. Literally just the goddamn country's name. Okay. Thanks, GW. Okay, so the vampire counts... Actually, that's Age of Sigmar that I'm familiar with. Never mind. I need to finish it, but I was reading one of the books of... there's so many... Kato Ezekiar. I think that's how you say his name. But that's an Age of Sigmar book. But it was really cool so far. I really liked Kato. Also... Warhammer needs more people to come up with different names because we have multiple Katos and Katos. Stop it.
These are the bad guys when chaos has taken a break. Imagine Dracula, if you will. Now imagine Dracula if he had a 100,000 strong army of zombies, skeletons, lesser vampires, and pretty much anything else that you could find at a Spirit Halloween. The total history of the vampires stretches back thousands of years, but for the purposes of this video, we're only going to go back a few hundred.
Is that
We go
Nagash?
to a fella named Vlad von Karstein, because if you haven't caught on yet, this setting is allergic to subtlety. He showed up to the very on-the-nose
Real.
Empire province of Sylvania, which was a horrible
He
place
looked
to
cool,
live.
though.
It was covered in swamps, the people were dumb and afraid of scary monsters, and because this setting is what it is, they weren't even wrong to be so. When a peasant in real life says the witch made their family ill with the plague, it's baseless superstition. When a peasant in Warhammer says that, there's a good chance they're right. When a Sylvanian peasant says that, they are right. Vlad shows up to this province, marries the daughter of the ruling noble to become its next ruler, and despite being a blood-sucking vampire, this place sucked so hard it was a marked improvement. Even better, him and his wife Isabella actually loved each other. They had vampire kids like Conrad von Karstein, who was insane and liked to twist the heads off of peasants, and Manfred von Karstein, who was the worst. Of course, this wouldn't be Warhammer if
I was about to say he looked cool.
nice and peaceful, so one day Vlad had a brilliant idea. What if he was the emperor? He could live forever and usher in an eternal age of prosperity, mostly for vampires, but for some of the people too. So he tried to become the emperor. At gunpoint. Zombie point more like, but 100,000 zombies is a lot more effective than most Renaissance age guns were. He failed, but the damage was done. Him, his wife, and their children spread vampirism across the empire. Now Sylvania is barely even considered a part of it, and everyone does their best to ignore it. This is probably a bad move, because every few decades some vampire likes to try their hand at raising a massive undead army to take over the empire with. They all fail, but they're very murderous. Them failing means the empire's population only drops by 20% instead of 100%. Just watch the first episode of Castlevania if you somehow haven't, for what it's like when the Midnight Aristocracy goes to war. There's a lot of vampires to choose from, though, to get your specific undead needs satisfied. The Von Karsteins are the classic vampires, who want to suck your blood and rule over the night. The Lamians are a vampire KGB, with spy networks in pretty much every place on the planet. Except Lustria, probably. The lizards don't take kindly to that sort of thing. The Strigoi are what happens if your average Florida resident became a vampire, the Necrox are evil wizards, and the Blood Dragons are a heavy metal album cover. If you thought it was kick-ass when Dracula sent the forces of hell to wreak havoc on the living, you'll love the vampire counts. But I did mention that some of the undead don't have skin, and vampires usually have that at least. For those fellas, we need to go some of these of hell and the Blood Dragon. Or what happens if the average Florida resident became a vampire, the Necrox are evil wizards, and
sorry,
the
you had to catch that
Dragons
second straight, Toasty.
Cover. If you thought it was kick-ass when...
I think I might be interested in the Blood Dragons. For one, red armor looks sick. Also, hello, Estra. Thank you for the redeem.
Dracula sent the forces of hell to wreak havoc on the living, you'll love the vampire counts. But I did mention that some of the undead don't have skin, and vampires usually have that at least. For those fellas, we need to go further south. Ancient Egypt. Ancient Egypt. Ancient Egypt. You now understand the basics of the Tomb Kings. Once upon a time, thousands of years in the past, the lands of Nehekara were prosperous. They had regular contact with their gods, magical constructs to defend themselves with.
Damn, his jaw is so square.
They would sometimes go on to conquer half the world. Then a fella named Nagash was born. He's awful. This man was a monster.
Oh, he was a dude.
He's really smart, though. Smart enough to capture dark elves and force them to teach him dark magic, which usually humans can't do. Smart enough to invent necromancy with what he learned. Smart enough to overthrow his brother, the king, and take over most of the land with his undead forces. And he's also quite powerful with his magic. He was eventually overthrown and cast into the desert where he died, but he invented necromancy. Death is a suggestion for him. Such is his power. When he inevitably came back, he discovered someone had stolen his research notes and used them to make vampires.
Man, fucking Games Workshop artists never miss. That is an awesome picture. I don't know if Pancreas uses only official art or if he uses fan art as well. I know that Bricky is trying to not use fan art when possible, just because it's preferable to like get their permission and whatnot for that. But like promotional art, commission for the game is usually chill.
Made those vampires his generals, and no, they didn't have a choice in the matter, and then decided ruling just Nehekara with undead wasn't enough. So he formed a plan to kill everyone in the region at once, resurrect every corpse on the planet, and take over the world with his World War Z undead army. Part one of the plan went off without a hitch. It was only through the intervention of the Skaven, who I promise you will love, and the last living dude in the region, which kept most of Part 2 from happening. Then everyone in Nehekara promptly stood back up, realized their hearts were no longer beating, but they were still standing, and things got messy. Imagine Game of Thrones before it became horrible, with all the political fighting over who gets to be king. Now imagine Game of Thrones if every single person who was ever the rightful king was now alive at the same time fighting over what was their throne. Not they believed it to be their throne, or they wanted it to be their throne. It was the throne they sat on once upon a time. And also they can respawn. Cool. And also, most common people were mindless undead skeletons who had the flesh flayed from their bones with the desert winds and could only follow basic orders, like kill that guy who thinks he's the real king. This does not a stable nation make.
Shoot that guy.
The priest woke up that Cetra guy, who cockslapped everyone until they started behaving again. Now the Tomb Kings no longer have skin, have no clear path to achieve immortal bodies to feel with again that they so crave, and no longer have the backing of their very gods. Fortunately for them, death is more of a suggestion. They can still use magic, even if not quite as good as it was when the gods were helping, and they now have eternity to do whatever they want, as long as it doesn't involve some sort of physical sensation. Sometimes they still fight amongst each other, sometimes they spend their newfound immortality pursuing whatever hobbies they want, and sometimes they sail all the way from Egypt to Sweden and burn half of it to the ground because someone stole their hat. And on the rarest of occasions, a tomb queen will tell a strapping young lad that if they still had functional genitals, she'd fuck him so hard the experience would kill him. They're very...
Oh, fuck, no. Oh, no. I hit a button to change my expression, and in fact, I forgot that it does that. Shit. I was so struck by what that man just said. I set the video back to the beginning. Pardon? I do need to read those books, though, eventually. You know, after I get the, through the Horus Heresy. Oh. Okay, now I'm going to click away from the video, change my expression. There we go.
So hard the experience would kill them. They're very fun. They're true neutral to the core. Some of them want conquest.
Oh, that is cool. Toasty, what is that thing? Some of these things here look awesome. That, whatever that is. Oh, wait, yeah, you can. Yeah. I wasn't sure if you could see my cursor. That is really cool. I love the designs of these. Oh. Well, yeah, that won't help. There's like these big snake men. One of them is just like a huge cobra. But these ones are like snake men wizard things. They look sick. And there's some kind of a beast in the back that somebody is standing atop. They have titans?
Some of them just want to find new hobbies, some hate the living out of jealousy, some don't care either way as long as they serve, and some go out of their way to find human members to recruit for their court because it reminds them of what they've lost. If you can think of a motivation, there's a Tomb King that has it. It's a very simple thing to know if the Tomb Kings are for you or not. Do you like the Mummy? Do you like ancient Egypt? Have you ever wondered what it'd be like if the Sphinx came to life and started crushing people like Godzilla? Tomb Kings are perfect for you then. And hey, look at that. They're the other starter faction for the old world. Now you can get into fantasy proper without people like me dismissively calling you a horse molester. So now we can leave this region of the world and indeed humanity, and I have forgotten 4 human nations that deserve at least a little bit of credit. Shit. Tylea is Italy during medieval/Renaissance times, so it's thousands of city-states smushed into one country. It's right next to the Skaven capital. There are worse places to live. Estalia is Spain without the colonial empire. Both of these places say they're the first civilized nation in the old world, which the empire disputes. The border princes are the land of whatever the hell you want it to be. It is an excuse to make your own homebrew army, and they fight orcs more than anything. Most of the people there are either fleeing from the empire, leaving the empire in a futile attempt to make it big, and petty nobles. Araby is exactly what you think it is. Turn Aladdin into a war game faction, but only a background faction. And if you think that's me being dismissive of it, do please read about Sultan Jafar's military campaign against the old world. It's actually got advanced medicine, science, and magical practices and theories, but I can guarantee the only thing you're going to remember about this place is Sultan Jafar.
Yeah.
We're going to start by clumping all the elves together, because their backstories are all very interconnected. Don't worry, they'll each get their own time to shine. Once upon a time, there were just elves. The first species created by the old ones to fight chaos, they were made to be elves. Arrogant, long-lived, and short of the Slan, they're the best wizards around. Then chaos descended, the old ones pissed off, and the elves had no idea what the hell to do. Eventually, a cool elf named Kalidor made a magical vortex, the chief cool elf Anarian grabbed a cursed sword that killed a whole lot of demons, and then everything cooled down a bit. Anarian disappeared, but they elected a new king, so all was okay. His children with his first wife even showed back up to be a bloodline of legendary heroes, though they're also cursed because of that sword. Then Anarian's second wife told their son Malekith that he should be king, convinced him with her boobs because family trees can be shaped like Christmas wreaths if you don't mind being a freak, and a civil war broke out. Malekith walked into a sacred fire to prove his worth, whereupon their chief god lit him on fire. Him and his mother kept trying to take over the home continent of Ulthuan. They nearly unmade it when they realized they couldn't, and then the newly formed Dark Elves were forced off of it to go live in Canada. The High Elves, those who stayed behind,
Where they belong,
once again got to rebuild the shattered remnants of their home. At least they still had their firm friendship with the dwarfs. That's a good thing. Oh, wait, that got ruined too. But don't feel too bad. The High Elf King ruined that one for them himself by being the worst. That one wasn't an unfortunate tragedy. It was a self-imposed unfortunate tragedy. The dwarfs and the High Elves fought Fantasy World War I.
I'm well familiar with those.
For everyone involved. Picking a victor is sort of meaningless because both groups were pretty thoroughly wrecked by the event, and the High Elves had to return home when the Dark Elves began the first of many invasion attempts to retake Ulthuan. Some High Elves didn't go home and sheltered in a magical forest called Athel Loren instead. Now we have our third group of elves, the Wood Elves. The Wood Elves are the easiest of the subgroups to explain. They sit in their magical forest and are insane. Sometimes people walk into the magical forest. It's safe to assume that unless stated otherwise, they do not come back out of the magical forest. Sometimes even if you come out of the magical forest, you find that 1,000 years have passed since you entered, and every single one of those years catches up with you as you age to dust within minutes. Aside from that, though, your first instinct might be that these are stupid, uninspired, lame D&D Wood Elves who love nature and harmony and trees. And in fairness, they do love all those things. It's just that these trees are 50 feet tall, mobile, have a craving for the suffering of mankind, and the Wood Elves will invite peasants to feasts to fatten them up for the forest spirits. They don't give a rat's ass about the outside world aside from how it might affect their perfect little lives inside the forest.
Yeah, I always like when they go like the horror route with Fae. I don't want the cutesy little fairies with pink hair dancing around and having a wonderful time. I want them to have teeth that are like as big as their hands, and I want them to be like little hell beasts. The terrifying nature spirits, I think, are so much more interesting. Like, come on. Nature's fucked up. Nature spirits, they're gonna be fucked up. They're gonna lay eggs in your eyeballs and shit. I mean, she's not too bad, Carillion. Carillion is about as racist as everyone else is in that game.
There are a few scattered enclaves of them across the world that are a bit friendlier, but the general motivation of the Wood Elves is getting other people to get the hell off of their lawn. And when the lawn can come to life and devour you alive, it's a pretty easy task to do that. They also gaslight the Bretonnians into thinking their goddess is an elf one, although as it turns out later on, the extent of the elven gaslighting goes even further beyond their understanding. They're led by the avatars of two of the elf gods,
That's loaded.
Naturally the ones that are focused on nature, because Wood Elf. The king likes to rampage across Bretonnia every now and again for funsies, and the queen sometimes says don't do that, sometimes doesn't care, and
Those are
sometimes
some eyebrows.
encourages it when she's in a feisty mood. They're not my thing, truth be told, but I can respect the idea of wanting to be left alone for all eternity. So if you too cringe inside a little bit whenever you get a text message or a Discord DM, these guys might be for you.
It's fair.
The High Elves are the ones that stayed on Ulthuan and remained much the same.
I hate their
throughout.
design. I
And
don't like the
said,
almond
the Elf ones
helmets.
sure as hell made them to be elves. Long-lived, magical, arrogant, and because they live for thousands of years, they're real good at what they do. Some of their swordsmen have been practicing for so long that they take into account the weight of their eyelashes when they swing. You're not beating that. And sure enough, the history of the High Elves is the history of them sailing out from their homeland to go stop most of the problems the world faces. They taught humanity how to use magic properly, they keep excess magic from saturating the world, and they have a habit of showing up just as they're needed to stop things from getting completely out of hand. There's a High Elf who destroyed orc warbands that have been rampaging since the dawn of time and was so good at it that he gave the entire elven race a reputation amongst the greenskins for being good fighters. All of this because a fat goblin burned down his house. And of course, Teclis my beloved. Is there a 10,000 strong army of orcs, dark elves, or worse bearing down on you? Well, with a wave of his staff and a flick of his wrist, there is now a new crater. He's a real cool guy like that, and he's not even that arrogant. The flip side to balance this glazing session I've just done is that they do actually have weaknesses to go along with all that. They reproduce slowly, and in a wargame setting, that's the mark of death. Every death in battle is a hindrance, although at least compared
Yeah.
to 40k, they aren't outright dying. They're on the watch list for being endangered rather than being endangered outright. And
I could
magic
change
being
that.
so innate to them means that when something with it goes wrong, they feel it and are affected by it more acutely than most. Like when their magical queen is sad. Their entire homeland's climate is tied to her emotions, and like any living being that isn't a psychopath, she is sad when a great amount of her people die. So when Malekith decides today is
So
as
not
good
like
a day
world
as any
leaders.
to get a million people killed trying to retake his homeland again, it really sucks to live in the same country as her. They're also physically frail, which isn't the biggest weakness in the world, but you'll definitely notice it when an orc is bearing down on them. They've also got a bit of a species-wide depression thing going on too. When you live functionally forever, you get a long time to get a real feel for what the world is like. And as it turns out, this world kinda sucks. They just don't have time to recuperate from any of their constant losses. The world is in danger, the High Elves sail out to fix the issue, and then the world is immediately in danger again. Add on to that some more standard Elven weaknesses, like their old age, meaning they don't always adapt to new things well, and you've got a race that has a bit of a deadline attached to it. Man,
I can't get over. Look how tall those helms are. What do they got in there? They look like they should be emerging from a missile silo. Okay, actually, if they all have hair like that, it kind of makes sense. It looks so goofy. You know what? High elves would make for great javelins.
mankind is inventing guns, tanks, and more, and the elves think the bow and arrow remains the height of warfare. To their credit, though, they're damn good with that bow and arrow, especially when it's a magical lightsaber bow and arrow. And dragons. The High Elves are best friends of almost every dragon that isn't from Cathay. Dragons are scary in a fight, and let's be honest with ourselves. If a dragon declared your hometown to be the best thing ever and made sure to always visit and help out when it was in trouble, you'd have an ego the size of Mount Everest too. Overall, if you like elves, you'll like these guys. Even if you don't like elves or only associate Warhammer's elves with the Eldar, the High Elves' ability to actually put their money where their mouth is might win you over. And if nothing else, there's an elf character named Aletha Nar who skins dark elves alive because he just hates them that much, and is
You know
overall
what?
Michael Myers if he had pointy ears and special forces training. Hard
Based.
to get more unelven than that guy. Speaking of ego, though, take the stereotypical elven arrogance, or if you're not a big fan of the race, elven racism. Now jack it up to the logical extreme and
Okay, but that guy, those dudes, those are some of the coolest designs I've seen in this so far. I don't think I liked a single one of the high elf designs. Those, that fit goes hard. Also, I just realized their masks just kind of look like the Iron Warriors logo symbol thing. Shit. Also, those ain't bad. But they still, other parts of it still have the goddamn giant cone heads. I don't know why Games Workshop is like, yes, elves are banana.
point of the concept so that they don't only think they're the best, they think of all other races as vermin that should either serve them as slaves, be hunted for sport, or outright eradicated. Welcome to Nagaroth, friends. It only goes downhill from there. Warhammer North America sucks. It's home to the Dark Elves after they got kicked out of their old home, and the entire thing is either a frozen hellhole, a desert hellhole, or a frozen hellhole bordering actual hell. There's something called the Altar of Ultimate Darkness inside of this place. Do you think anyone that lives here is gonna be nice? Sure enough, the Dark Elves aren't nice. There used to be some human tribes that lived in Nagaroth, and then the Dark Elves killed or enslaved them all. They have cities built into mountains they use as ships to raid and enslave others, they kidnapped High Elf children to raise as Dark Elves, and the entire society looks like what would happen if every single Decepticon was Starscream. Murder and treachery are only illegal if you get caught, and if you're powerful enough, not even then. They're led by Malekith
So like real
and his
life.
mother Marathi, the same two elves who formed the Dark Elves 10,000 years prior. Marathi's kind of just always awful, but sometimes if you squint real hard, Malekith can almost kind of, sort of a little bit resemble a noble elf hero he once was. Then he does things like instituting the elven god of murder as the head of the Dark Elf pantheon, uses demons as auxiliaries when he invades Ulthuan, and starts the Warhammer Fantasy Triangle slave trade. In spite of failing to retake Ulthuan every time he tries, he's a damn powerful wizard and warrior both. He's just Darth Vader, actually. He's even got the suit of armor that helps keep him alive because he was severely burned. And who can forget his mommy issues? Although I don't think Anakin ever piped his mother, so a little bit different there. There is no height of cruelty that dark elves don't aspire to.
Yeah,
Acting nice gets you killed
makes,
because it clearly means you're weak. Admitting you're a bit tired or injured gets you killed because if you were strong, you wouldn't be injured. So clearly you're weak and someone else more fitting should take your spot. They don't have as many dragon allies, and the ones they do are corrupted by dark magic, so they just grab whatever monstrosity they can find in the Midwest and put it in chains until it's time for battle.
Okay, but they have a T-Rex.
Space, if you find you're about to be captured by them, it's probably best to just off yourself.
Is that
They
Squeak?
may not have quite as exotic measures of torturing you, but they make up for it with a real go-getter attitude in the field of human rights violations. There's a holiday called Blood Night. The cult of the god of murder goes around and kidnaps people to murder. They steal elven girls to be trained as witch elves like them, and they throw elven boys in a cauldron of boiling blood. If they survive, they get trained as an assassin. I don't think a concrete statistic has ever been given, but you can assume that not many people survive this. If you like being edgy, either ironically or because you think suffering is inherently deep, you'll like the Druki. I can already feel the viewer retention going down, though, from how long I've been talking about elves, so how about we move to their polar opposites?
All right,
Elves are
Toasty.
posh, regal, and always
Have a good rest of your night. There. Well, have a good rest. I'll see you later, and good luck at work tomorrow. Look at the little dwarf pods. I think those are more techie than I like my my fantasy to be. Yeah, like Zeppelin type airships, I don't mind in my fantasy stuff, but when it's just helicopters,
at least a little bit uptight. Dwarfs are brash, to the point, and consider sobriety a sin. While the elves of Warhammer have a few things that make them stand
that's
out a
based.
bit from the standard elf template, the dwarfs of Warhammer could fit in just about any setting with minimal issue. They like drinking, they like mining, they hate orcs, and getting them to compliment non-dwarf craftsmanship is like pulling teeth from an orc. They hate magic both because it's weird elf nonsense and because when the old ones made the dwarfs, they made them so opposed to magic their mere presence makes it not work properly. They love mining in mountains because that's just what dwarfs love. They do have three things that make them stand out, though. First is that it's pronounced dwarfs, not dwarves. Second is that these dwarfs are industrious little fellas. They've discovered oil and how to use it, and with it make helicopters, trains, and more. While humanity has galleons with cannons and the elves have either magical dragon ships or city-sized slave ships, the dwarfs have ironclads, submarines, and aircraft carriers. They hate using them because no proper dwarf would ever be happy with anything but solid earth under their feet, but they have them. They're slow to change to the point that anything less than 500 years old gets you complained at if you suggest using it, but at least some of them understand that the 20-barreled artillery piece is nice to have even if their ancestors might not approve. The second is that these dwarfs are the embodiment of the word spite. They're bitter that the other races won't just conform to proper dwarf ways. They hate orcs and goblins for ruining their once great cities. They hate the elves for that war they got into thousands of years ago. A war that ultimately started, mind you, because the dwarf diplomat forcibly had his beard shaved. There were some other factors leading up to it, but that was the final straw. The average dwarf doesn't know about the lizardmen much, but they'd certainly hate them too if they knew the Slann were involved in shifting some mountain ranges around that destroyed a whole lot of dwarf holds. Have you ever wronged a dwarf? Into the book you go. The Great Book of Grudges, that is.
That's going in the fucking book.
Every single thing that has in some way wronged the dwarf race is put down in there. Most dwarf holds have their own personal ones for slight against them in particular. Some dwarfs have their own personal book. Even if they don't, they have photographic memory. If you've wronged them, they'll remember. It doesn't even need to be on purpose. A human town once shorted the dwarfs 2 coins by accident in exchange for some construction work. The dwarfs sent an army and killed everyone in it. If this happens to you and you try to seek some sort of retribution for this insane idea of compensation they seem to have, you're going back in the book for any harm you might cause doing it. They will spend centuries and entire military campaigns fighting wars to right grudges, and naturally anything that happens to them during these campaigns leads to more grudges, which leads to them trying to right those grudges, which causes more grudges. You know that saying about digging 2 holes when you set out for revenge? 2 holes is not nearly enough for the Dowie. And who could forget the Slayers? Let's say you're a dwarf, and you committed some seriously dishonorable action. Maybe your negligence led to other dwarfs getting killed. Maybe you fled at the height of a battle. Or maybe you just lost a bit too much money on a bet, or had your beard shaved against your will. In any of those cases,
really cool.
There's only one option available to you. Kill yourself. Take the Slayer oath and die in battle.
Oh.
There's no redeeming yourself in any way but death. There's funerals held for those who take the Slayer oath before they even leave to find something to kill them, because for all intents and purposes, they've died and the message just hasn't gone through to them yet. If you want some great books that explore Slayers, dwarfs, and the Warhammer world, read Gotrek and Felix. Read Gotrek and Felix anyway. Do it. Now. While the dwarves certainly have their work cut out for them, they've got some good stuff.
Pausing the
that makes
video.
them cool
Gonna go read a book.
regardless. They can't use magic
Or
like
8.
wizards, so instead they grab it by the balls and hit it with a hammer until it works perfectly how they want it to with their runes. The longer their beards are, the more respected they are, and there's even a military unit called Longbeards. If their beard can touch the floor, they get equipped with some of the best armor dwarf money can buy. They've got the finest weapons in the setting, the finest armor in the setting, and while they may be slow as all hell, if they catch you, it's game over. If you like facial chair, hate change, and despise other people for being different, take a look at the dwarfs.
Ladies. Also, this just like... Wait, I think... Is this the same font that I use for my starting soon screen? I think it is. Love it. I forgot about the Chaos Dwarves.
Without that silly grudge ideology. You've committed a wrong and have to make up for it, but you can right it without causing your own death. And what's more, you can properly use magic. Fireball and lightning and all those other lovely spells you can think of. Without the shackles of tradition or even their own biology holding them back, they can produce wonders of both magic and industry. Unfortunately, they replace stupid grudges with one of the most horrific slaver cultures around, and they forego tradition to worship actual demons and dark gods. And being able to use magic isn't necessarily a good thing, because it eventually turns them into stone statues. These are the Chaos Dwarfs, and they're horrifying in a way the more human followers of Chaos can only dream of being. Saying they take the best of the dwarfs is sort of overstating it, because the best of the dwarfs is their willingness to stand by both the letter and spirit of their word. They'll have your back no matter what. Plus, while their incredible stubbornness does hold them back from a lot of progress they can make and gets them into some stupid conflicts, it also means they're not only going to accomplish whatever they set out to do, but always stand by your side. If the dwarfs say they're going to help you, they're going to help you. And if a human, dwarf, and elf are all fighting together, the dwarf is going to be the last one to break. The Chaos Dwarves take these traits and have molded them in a way that is best suited to being an evil bastard. The craftsmanship of the dwarves makes weapons, yes, but also architectural wonders and genuine pieces of art so good it can make a man weep. The Chaos Dwarves make hell factories that are 2,000% efficient and make the most brutal weapons Chaos has to offer. They take the runic magic of the dwarfs and use it to bind demons into their weapons and armor.
Oh, are they where the, I can't remember what they're called. The things that the bloodletters ride on. I almost said come from. No, but they ride on. I can't remember what those are called. But I think they have the same model for fantasy as they do in 40K. So I assume that that's a Chaos Dwarf thing because it is like a robot boar bulldog thing.
The demons aren't happy with this, but the Chaos Dwarfs are still dwarfs. They're so good at what they do that more often than not, the demons are powerless once the dwarfs get their hands on them. They aren't numerous, and they aren't even terribly expansionist, but when the Chaos Dwarfs do go to war, there's nothing that can truly equal it. The finest weapons and armor just like the dwarfs, only
their helmets are so silly too.
Hellspawn. They even have the closest thing to a nice chaos god to worship, which give them all sorts of benefits. Hashut. Sure, he's called the Father of Darkness and is the god of tyranny and is overall exactly as evil as you'd expect from that, but he doesn't screw the dwarfs over. They want power, he likes it when tyrants are in power, so in exchange for them using their dwarf talents to enslave others, he gives them power. The most commonly seen use of Chaos Dwarfs is as artillery crewmen for the Hell Cannon unit, as well as frequently selling Chaos Lord's weapons and armor. This is because of both their isolationist nature and because they don't really have an army. They do have legacy rules for the old world, and they have had an army, unlike Cathay, but their status as properly playable is a bit all over the place. Still though, if you don't mind legacy rules and finding either old minis or third-party ones to use, you can...
Okay, the burning glowing helms, that looks sick. The vases on their heads, for some of the other guys, this gentleman here, not my favorite. But the like burning magic ones, that looks super cool. Probably real uncomfortable though, but I'm not sure they care.
and feel the Chaos Dwarf army. So if you like the dwarfs but wish they were horrendous in every way possible, check out the Chaos Dwarfs. Just get used to people calling them chorfs. Not the most dignified nickname, that one.
Not especially.
The ogres were the last race the old ones made before pissing off. They're resistant to chaos, tough unlike the elves, capable of changing things up quickly unlike the dwarfs, and are as ambitious and fluid as mankind. Unfortunately, the older ones couldn't quite get them to stop eating everything in sight, and never properly finished them before they left, or their homelands for that matter. When chaos invaded, the ogres were left unfinished in this state, and many became nomadic after they ate everything in whatever their first homeland was. They also ate the ancestors of the modern-day giants, who were a whole lot smarter, wiser, and powerful than the inbred alcoholic morons that giants are in Warhammer today. Things were made worse for them when they decided to migrate into Cathay, because the Dragon Emperor dropped a meteor on their homeland and blew it up. Now they had nowhere to return to, were still really hungry, and that meteor made a big hole called the Great Maw. It's a big hole in the ground with teeth, and the ogres throw food and people into it to get magical powers. They also worship a volcano and drink its lava to get fire magic. Neither of the past two sentences were made up by me. I love this setting. They're vaguely based on Mongolia, but I don't think Genghis Khan ever ate an entire city's population. Killed everyone in it, sure, but I don't think there was mass cannibalism. The ogres, though, do exactly that. Everything about them revolves around food. Their social hierarchy is in large part determined by how fat you are. They have a race of goblinoid slaves called Noblars they employ as equal parts pack mule, assistant chefs, and snacks. They go to war to eat other races' food and or the other races. One of the most common ways you'll see ogres around is as mercenaries, because while they are stupid, they're smart enough to realize being a mercenary means you can travel the world sampling all the food you can find, and you'll even get paid for the trouble. The gut is a sacred part of an ogre's body, to the point that oftentimes it's the only part of an ogre they keep protected with armor. That might sound stupid, but consider they're twice as tall, 4 times as wide, and 8 times as heavy as a normal person, and can reliably defeat demon invasions. The closest thing to an ogre's central government is Greece's Goldtooth tribe that sets up toll booths on the trading routes between Cathay and the Old World. Aside from that, though, they can be literally anywhere. They're happy to sell their services to all races, and sometimes they can even become corrupted by chaos. Being resistant to chaos, corruption, and immune to it are different things, especially if they willingly join for one reason or another. Sometimes they even embrace the cultures of the places they go willingly. An ogre isn't exactly gonna fit in an Imperial Nobles party, but are you gonna tell the 9-foot-tall slab of muscle with a racial reputation for eating people that he's being a bit of a slob? No, you aren't. And if someone does, everyone at your fancy dinner party now has some rather gruesome entertainment, while your ogre guest has dessert. The Chaos Demons are pretty similar between Fantasy and 40k. They're all servants/bits of a greater god, sufficient concentrations of magic can allow them to show up, and when a wizard messes up their spell, they can manifest that way too. They want to tear down the mortal world and bring ruin to the realms of man, elf, and dwarf, all that good stuff you can expect of demons. The only real difference is how they came about. In 40k, all the Chaos Gods have birthdays. Slaanesh has the most concrete one, but the other ones at one point very much came into existence. Warped timey-wimey cop-out garbage means they've also always existed, but I don't care about that. In fantasy, they have always existed, though. They're just evil gods who exist to ruin stuff. It's how it works. Chaos came about when they broke through the portals on each of the planet's poles when the old ones overused them to ferry materials and magic to their burgeoning creations. Other than that, pretty much the same, if with a small bit more emphasis on their positive aspects.
See, I kind of like the way 40k does it. I like that they are manifestations of, like, emotion and thought from real space. I like that they are born of the real world, like the real world. It's, you know, they're born of the other people, like the other species that have a connection to the warp. The Tau don't really, but yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's a more interesting take on gods than just like, they were always there. The fact that it fits in really well with the whole way 40k does their magic and stuff. It all goes to the warp, comes from the warp. I like the connectivity of it.
Only a small bit, though. Korn still likes war, Nurgle still likes disease, Tzeentch still likes scheming, and Slaanesh still likes degeneracy. Same demon units, same greater demons, hell, most of the named demons are the same. Where they really shine and differentiate between settings isn't their followers. Let's get GW's least favorite child out of the way first. The Beastmen are a cross between beasts and men. Being born of chaos itself, the Dark Gods don't need to bribe them with gifts to ensure their worship. Unfortunately for them, this means the Beastmen rarely, if ever, get any gifts from the gods. They know they'll always have their worship, so they get the scraps the proper Chaos Warriors get. Given that one theory of how they came about is man and beast getting a bit too friendly with each other, I don't feel too bad for them. Don't let that fool you, though. While the nations of men consider them to be a nuisance for all but the most isolated towns, and the dwarves view them similarly, the Wood Elves know the true danger they represent. In the forest of the world, millions of them lurk, and when they go to war, entire swaths of the country are trampled underneath their hooves. They defile nature with their every step, and won't stop their savage crusade until the civilized peoples of the world exist in a constant state of being hunted by their bestial overlords. At least that's what we're told in between lore blurbs of them being butchered like the cattle they look like. For the love of God, at least the Eldar are powerful on the tabletop more often than not. The Beastmen usually suck on tabletop and in the lore. I'm trying to be a hype man for the factions here, but while I wasn't for Bretonnia because I hate them, I'm not for the Beastmen because I pity them. For what it's worth, though, they are incredibly dangerous to the average person in this setting. Villages at the frontier of almost every faction are regularly under assault by Beastmen raiders, and when they gather in force, they'll be wiped off the map at a moment's notice. And since they're all part animal, they have incredibly sharp senses. If you get in a fight with one while you're traveling, it's already game over. You can probably take that one on, but the 20 or so more beelining it in your direction because they heard a fight is a different story. The Beastmen are a savage race to the point that things like intact walls drive them to frothing rage, such as their hatred for civilization. All they do in their free time is get into brutal fights amongst each other, sometimes involving one challenging another for a position in the hierarchy, but usually just to assert dominance or for fun, hunt people, and drink. They do have some forms of worship for the Chaos Gods, and their shamans both help construct effigies and are actually revered by other beastmen as something above their common squabbling, but for the most part, they're every stereotype of barbarians squashed into one. Aside from those shamans, they have no desire to form their own culture, civilization, or cities. They just want to hunt like the beasts they are. The beastmen—
You know, I feel like there's an opportunity to make them like... Actually, they do just kind of do that with Tyranids too. I was gonna say, to make them like the existential threat like Tyranids because they're so bestial and like just purely destructive, that, you know, if Games Workshop would actually do the writing for that, that'd make like a cool existential threat for like everyone, which is like the Tyranids, but they also... Games Workshop never lets Xenos or Chaos win. And it's... I like the Imperium. Most of my minis that I have are either Space Marines or Imperial Guard. I still would like to see the other factions win. I don't want to win every single time. That's fucking boring. That's why I play Dark Souls. So I would really like if they made them into as big of a threat as it sounds like they're supposed to be. You can't just tell us that they're a huge threat. You gotta make them one.
may be a bit of an acquired taste, but for what it's worth, I don't think I've ever seen people address Beastmen players with anything but some measure of respect. While the Beasts of Chaos are no more, the OG Beastmen of Fantasy have returned to the tabletop. If you like the idea of being this savage force of nature that just wants to ruin, all the while being backed by the Dark Gods, the Beastmen might be for you. Just, don't expect to win all that often. Part of the respect Beastmen players get is for sticking with an army that Games Workshop seems to hold in utter contempt. I know I'm incredibly biased, but I do not care for the motivations of most of the Traitor Legions. They strike me as like listening to a story about me and my siblings not getting along when we were kids. Which I'm sure is at least partly intentional, but that's not the kind of motivation I want for why someone sold their soul to the forces of hell. At least not on a faction-wide level. By contrast, let's look at the Warriors of Chaos motivations for worshipping chaos. I'd say there's two blanket ones you can say. The reasonable one is that they live in the barren, icy lands of Norska. Aside from the southernmost regions, permafrost covers the whole land. No crops can be grown, and few animals are around to hunt. Because of their proximity to the North Pole, where the realm of chaos intersects with reality, a lot of those animals are heavily mutated, if not outright demonic. A lot of these people are also almost explicitly forsaken by Sigmar, as a lot of the ones who live there now are the descendants of the ones Sigmar forced out when he was forming the Empire. With all that in mind, I think it's at least understandable that these people would turn to the Chaos Gods for protection and worship. If the only option of worship is the...
I mean, that's not all that dissimilar from 40k motivations. Because usually when people turn to chaos in 40k, it's because they are disenfranchised, or like in despair because of how awful the Imperium is. It doesn't seem all that much different to me.
guy who's all about plague, you might as well hope he's in a good mood and will keep the plague at bay in exchange for a few sacrificed southerners. The other motivation, while less relatable, is also much more fun. Just wanting to be an evil, powerful overlord. Why do you worship the Dark Gods? Because they give you ultra-powerful cursed armor you can use to give them more sacrifices to gain more power with. Why do you slaughter in the name of the Blood God and all the others? Because it's fun. Who gives a damn about morality? That orphanage made the mistake of being in front of you, so it obviously had to go. If the Blood Dragons are a heavy metal album cover, the Warriors of Chaos are every heavy metal album cover combined into one. Kill for the Dark Gods at every possible moment. Let loose your darkest desires onto the world, because you have the explicit backing of the powers that be to do so. The Norskins who live in the frozen north will make pilgrimages to the northern pole and realm of chaos to become true warriors of darkness. If they're unlucky or unworthy, they'll turn into chaos spawn or demon food. If they're lucky or worthy enough, they'll become mighty chaos lords. And if they're really lucky and get just the right amount of attention from their gods, they can become demon princes of chaos, immortal beings with the blessings of the gods themselves to pillage across the world in their name. Look at this dude. He has 4 weapons visible alone, and his armor looks like he just grabbed every single bit of scrap metal around and had a demon turn it into something almost coherent to look at. If you want to play the bad guys who revel in being bad guys for the sake of it, the Warriors of Chaos have no equal. But believe it or not, these guys aren't the evilest faction.
They have the coolest designs.
I love the Skaven.
I don't like the rats.
Make it person-sized, walk on 2 legs, and fill it with hate. Now let them outnumber everyone else combined by a factor of 10, give them energy weapons and the foulest of magics, and a desire to see everyone else brought low before them. With that, you have the Skaven, and they are truly glorious. Unlike the Chaos Gods, their god of the Horned Rat has absolutely no positives. His own little territory in the realm of chaos is the realm of ruin. It sucks, and in there is a greater demon of his for every single Skaven, all of whom also suck. With numbers and power like they have, there's only one reason the Skaven haven't already taken over the world. The thing their god and race embodies more than anything else is the word asshole. They hate the other races for sure. They're petty and spiteful enough that even though they don't have any uses for gold, they mine it solely because it inconveniences everyone else. But they hate each other only a fraction of a fraction less than they hate everyone else. They're also all power-hungry morons who are convinced that if they were in charge, they could lead Skavendom to victory. And of course, themselves to a life of luxury and power. So one will have a plan to defeat a dwarf army, and then all his underlings immediately begin sabotaging each other to look good for the commander, sabotaging the commander to take his place, and then sabotaging themselves because they're just stupid. They eat each other for food, the Skaven at the top bully the ones below them, and this lovely form of Reaganomics trickles all the way down to the common clan rat bullying Skaven slaves because the rat above him bullied him because the rat above him bullied him. Of course, none of this matters in terms of defeating them. For one, they're rat people. There's a reason the only human-inhabited place on Earth that doesn't have rats is Alberta. The Skaven literally breed like rats because they are. In the time it takes you to kill one, they've already given birth to another 1,000. In a chapter from a Skaven character's point of view, the commanding wizard of the Skaven army remarked it was impressive how they managed to pull off a victory despite only outnumbering the enemy 4-1. When a 4-1 ratio is what they consider to be a pretty even fight, you can rest easy, knowing there's a lot of rats under your feet. Or don't rest easy. I wouldn't. And of course, course, their technology, it's the best in the world. They have nuclear weapons. They burrow under the ground and put them under people or places they don't like, which is everywhere and everyone. The only places the Skaven don't have some presence on is Ulthuan, the High Elf home, and Athel-Loren, the Wood Elf home. They can't get to Ulthuan because it's a floating island continent that doesn't touch the sea floor. There's no ground for them to dig up under through. They can't get to Athel-Loren, meanwhile,
Can't they make
because
boats?
the ground itself is alive and actively hates them for trespassing. They'll send thousands of their slaves and basic soldiers to death in order to slightly soften up the enemy defenses. As far as the Council of 13 that rules Skavendom is concerned, 1,000 slave rats in exchange for the enemy losing a couple rockets and cannonballs is a positive trade. This is before they start firing at you with magically powered Gatling guns, throwing poison gas at you,
Rattling
and lighting you on
guns.
fire with magically powered flamethrowers. Every single one of those things has the potential to break and kill the operators because the magic rocks powering it are incredibly unstable, and it just doesn't matter to the Skaven. Other Skaven killed are other potential rivals killed, and everyone else they kill is one less obstacle to Skaven domination over the world. That magical substance they use to power their weapons is a rock called Warpstone, by the way, and the Skaven covet it above all else. They use it to power pretty much everything that isn't manually powered by treadmills of slave rats. Other uses for it include using it to boost their magical strength, boost their physical strength, as food, and as a cocaine equivalent. Everyone else that touches the stuff either mutates or dies on the spot, and for the Skaven it's nose candy. If they sound goofy, it's because they are, but consider what it's like on the other side of a Skaven invasion. You're walking down the street, things have been a bit rough with the goings-on in the town, but nothing that can't be explained by natural causes. Then all you hear is explosions, the sounds of the most horrifying mutated monstrosities ever conceived, and right as you turn the corner, all you see is dozens of beady red eyes staring at you with full intent to kill and eat you. And that's if you're lucky. On the other end of things, the Skaven are horrifying. There's a lot more about the Skaven I could say, but here's a quick and easy way to know if you like them. If you despise everything about everyone around you, know for a fact you should be in charge of everyone because you're clearly right, and altruism makes you want to curl up and die, you'll like the Skaven. Or
So, politicians. Got it.
alternatively, if you want to rock up to a fantasy setting with machine guns, magical artillery, and nuclear
Nope.
bombs, they're for you too. And I believe that is every major fantasy faction, and a lot of the minor ones. If you're new to fantasy, I hope this was a decently informative primer. If you
It
are,
was.
I hope something in here was funny. Thank you as always to my wonderful
It also
channel members.
was.
You were the Warhammer Fantasy to my Warhammer, the backbone of everything that has come before and since. If you'd like to support the channel, feel free to subscribe or become a member. Either way, thank you for watching and take care out there.
That was good. Here. Yeah, that was. I learned a lot about the setting. Really wish we had more of those. What were they called? Oh, he was talking about him here. I think they're. Oh, Kislev. I want more of them. I want the winged hussars with bears. They seem really cool. Gimme more. It's man, they had such little about them, but I want more. For the most part, I like Bretonia. I like the King Arthur, Knights of the Round fantasy stuff. That's just always what's appealed to me. And he was saying it like it was generic, but like I've been finding it really hard to find any fantasy that's actually anything like that. Especially in modern times when it's all goddamn lit RPGs. Cathay, they're fine. They're not my big thing. I love the giant terracotta soldiers though. I think that's super cool. But just I don't know. For the most part, like medieval Chinese aesthetic doesn't do it for me. The Empire was really cool. I think Bretonia would be the ones that I would want for my minis, just because I like the knights. I think knights are cool. I don't think that the Empire really has much of that. Lizardmen too. The Lizardmen I think are really cool. I love their designs. I've always thought that like lizard dudes were cool looking. I used to play Argonians a lot in older Elder Scroll games. The vampire counts were cool too. I'm interested in learning more about the blood dragons. Tomb Kings I think had pretty cool lore and some really cool looking art. But I don't think they'd be my thing exactly. The Border Princes sound kind of actually that could be like the thing that I would go with because I like making my own stuff. Uh he didn't really sell me on the elves, but I don't hate them as much as I hate Eldars. Eldar? The Wood Elves seem I don't mind the Wood Elves because like I mentioned I like the like the Fey horror. I think that that's something that more fantasy stuff should do. I like it when the Fey like woods and all that are horrifying. High elves seemed fine. I just really don't like their design. They're like everything in high fantasy designs that I don't like. Like just the shapes of the armor I'm not super fond of. I don't mind that gorget. Don't like the big goofy ass cone heads. I don't like much about that sword at all, especially not this weird little dip that it does up there. The spear's okay. Their dragons are cool. I do like their dragons. Dark elves can suck nuts as always. Dwarves, I don't like their tech, but I think that their lore is fun. I think that they can be fun characters, although in the one Warhammer Fantasy book that I don't remember if it was Sigmar or not, the dwarfs in that one kind of pissed me off because like yeah, it was true to how the dwarves are supposed to be, super stubborn and all that, but like boy, they were trapped in a mansion with a demon, and because he made an oath that he wouldn't tell about, or he would keep the plans of the place that they were trapped in secret, he was like holding that from everyone. It's like, damn, if you'd said anything, none of this would have happened. It kind of made it feel like idiot plot. Chaos Dwarves, I think they're like a cool antagonist faction. I don't think I would ever get any of their minis if they had any, but I like them there in the background as like demonic arms dealers. It kind of reminds me of Vashtor from 40k, but angry little men instead of one of the scariest looking demons in the setting. Ogres are there. They're just kind of ogres. Beastmen, I wish Games Workshop didn't hate so much. I think that they'd be a cool existential threat. But yeah, they are. I think that they are. My understanding is that they're heavily Worf syndromed, which is unfortunate. Warriors of Chaos, I like them. They got like the coolest designs, in my opinion. I love their. See, this is the stupid fantasy style that I do like. That like big ass, bulky ass spike armor. I don't like it when it's over designed and swoopy and, you know, elven. I think they're cool, and also I did already buy a book about a Chaos Champion who, again, it's Age of Sigmar because that's the stuff that's easier to get now. I'm pretty sure it is Age of Sigmar anyway. But I got a book about their champion Archaon. I don't remember exactly what his name is, but he has a really badass like three-headed chaos dragon that he rides. And from what I've heard, he's really cool, and he's like the main chaos champion in uh Sigmar. So yeah, that was a really good video. That definitely gave me more context on the factions and stuff. I'll probably look into more like the more deep dives into the factions that I was interested in. I would love it if there was more on Kislev. But I doubt it. Vodka. Yeah. And that's gonna be it for Pancreas's video. Thank you very much, PancreasNoWork, for the video. Go give him a follow. Yeah, the Skaven are pretty popular lately. I feel like ever since Vermintide, people have been more and more interested in the Skaven. I I do like how just they're so stupid. He did a better job of selling me on them than I think anyone has before. Because Toasty mostly just taught me about the atrocities that they do and how absolutely horrible they were. And I didn't quite like get to how stupid and funny they are. I kind of wish that he did though what Bricky did at the end of his explained one, or at least one of them. And give me some novel recommendations. Well, you know what? If you're in the comments in the YouTube thing and you happen to find me and you're a Warhammer Fantasy fan, hit me with some recs. I would love to get more into the setting. I'll probably check out the Felix and Gotrek, I think it's called. Uh, that's a series I've heard is really good, so I've been thinking about checking it out for a while. And this has piqued my interest, so I think that I will check it out. All right, and yeah, I'm gonna be. I think I'm gonna take a short break, and then we're gonna switch over, and I'm going to see the strange cartoon man that is Jerma, and that's gonna be interesting. All right. Well, thank you for watching my reaction to Pancreas's video. Again, go support him. If you want to get Raycons, he's got this ad here. Actually, yeah, that's really hard to read, Pancreas, buddy. I know I'm colorblind, so I'm at a disadvantage here with the red. But you put red on brown here, man. But either way, thank you, Pancreas. It was a really good video. I'm gonna have to watch more of your stuff. But yeah, if you want Raycons, buy raycon.com/PancreasNoWork. And I will be back in just a minute. So go get some snacks if you need to. Go to the bathroom. Whatever you got to do. Go stretch. I say that you should go stretch and stand up regardless of if you need anything in particular. But yeah, take care of yourselves. I'll be right back. I'm gonna run some ads so people don't get pre-rolls on Twitch. I'll see you soon. I just realized I didn't actually run the ads. Okay, I'm running them now. Be right back again. All right. And we're back. It's time that I'm going to be having my first real sit down to watch just what the hell a Jerma is. I assume this is some kind of scary video, based on what I've seen of this person. Oh yeah, also I need to do my YouTube intro for this. Let me... Boop. Hello, I'm Mercurio de Leon, adventurer from another world, and I'm going to be reacting to essential introductory and silly Jerma clips slash bits by Gray is the YouTube channel. Appreciate Gray for putting in the effort to compile these clips of this scary cartoon man. All right, let's get into it. Wait. Angie, are you here? Okay, there you go. Excellent. This is a considerable. Oh, okay. All right. Let's see just what the hell.
This is art right here. I'm doing it right now. This is performance art. You guys don't understand? This is a living painting that you're seeing. Michelangelo, Leonardo, Da Vinci, they're all dead. I remain. You understand? I remain as a performance artist. I can like feel the fucking world around me. I think I might be claymation, clairvoyant, clairvoyant.
Claymation. No, that checks out.
I predicted a few things.
He looks like he's claymation.
Well, thank you.
Hi.
What is going on with trees? I took a lot of pictures at the chess boxing event.
Oh, what?
What is going on with trees? I took a
Trees? You know, a lot's going on. Are there dicks on his wall? Why has he got a wall dick?
lot of pictures.
Why is it right above
at the
me?
chess boxing event, which was an unbelievable event. That was a ton of fun. I've never done something like that, but there's a dick on the. What? Why?
That's a penis.
Do I? What the fuck? See what I'm talking about? This guy just rolled that guy.
Yo, Monster Rancher.
And ate his ass. Ate him. I ate him up. I swallowed him up. I swallowed him up whole. And I killed him. Shit, there's a flag right
Good recovery,
there.
Jerma.
What is it? Oh my god! It's Switzerland! What? Remember, dentist is fucking in my mouth. Like, dentist is in my mouth doing these things. Dentist is drilling. No, he's not drilling. Dentist is using tools inside of my mouth. So...
This man chooses the wrong way to say things a lot,
sometimes
huh?
I like to smoke down here.
Oh my god!
Oh, that was a headshot. I'm pulling off my headphones. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Can we get that again in slow-mo?
I'm passing out. Oh my god.
Who is Star? Oh no, what is this? What is this?
Somebody just said I had mustache hair.
No, no, this bit. This is one of the few German bits I know.
You motherfucker. Mustache hair.
What is this? This one is... What's this one?
Oh, it doesn't look like one of the geodes, does it?
No, he's rocking out.
I mean...
It's a little bit different shape. Hey, what? No. Isn't that your teeth?
This is a, smoky granite.
Geologists do legitimately taste rocks. I used to hang out with someone who was going to school learning to be a geologist. Now, they don't take bites of rocks like that, I hope. But I'm also not surprised that Jerma can do that. Cartoon physics and all. I'm also convinced that he will not fall off a cliff as long as he doesn't look down. He can walk right off the edge, and he can get to the other side as long as he keeps looking forward.
I can tell by the flavor. Smoky granite with a hint. A dog peed on it.
I think I'm going to be over by the crusher.
Okay. Dog peed on this probably like a couple years ago. I can smell the formaldehyde from the dog pee. Okay, yep.
How come you look plastic today?
How does he do that?
Feel plastic? What's your Taco Bell order? I need to know as soon as possible or I'm fucked.
That's so dramatic.
You're in the drive-thru right now? Just like, shit, come on, man. Can I help you? Hurry up. Can I get 2 cheesy gordita crunches? And a large Baja Blast? And 1
Oh, shit, you're right.
Doritos Locos.
Jerma, I'm sorry. Oh, no. Yeah, I should move. Thank you for pointing that out. My dumbass. Oh, my God. Oh, God, I'm going to have to do that manually now. Because I can't just hit my button to make it go back to where I was. If I make myself huge. Shit. Okay.
Taco. There you go. If I was an animal, what animal do you think I would be? Serious answers only. A rooster. A rat. A rat. A rat. A rat. You'd be a rat. Jerma, you're a rat. You'd be a rat. I think I'd be a wolf.
A stoat.
I think so too.
I think you'd be a stoat.
I would be a wolf-lion hybrid mix.
That son of a bitch, you did.
King of the jungle, but still.
King of the jungle. Fucking goddamn you, Jerma. What? Okay, that's... How do I... Nope, that's not it. Is it this? This! What if I just do this, huh? Huh? What if I do this? What are you gonna do now, Jerma? Huh? Huh? I'm in Australia now, thanks to you. I swear I would never go there, but here I am. I swear to God, if he puts his camera up here, I will fucking lose it.
Social and with it and ferocious.
I don't know. Are you sure?
Social and ferocious.
Because pineapple on pizza is gross. I think I just lost half of you. I think half of you just ran. Guys, that's more polarizing than if I told you I was like a Democrat or a Republican.
Pineapple on
Guys,
pizza is
I don't know,
delicious.
I'm a
Bite
Democrat. No, I mean, that's whatever. I mean, yeah, you're entitled to your opinion. Guys, I don't think pineapple belongs on pizza.
Tomorrow morning before school, you're going to be mad because you didn't take a bath.
Oh, classic. I have seen this.
Wait a second. Wait a minute.
It's really funny.
Wait a minute. It's going to happen again. No, shit. Go back. I want to do it again.
Why would they make it do that?
I think I'm going to die on camera. I think I'm going to die on camera. The best pot pie maker. Oh, yup. Let's go.
There's nothing better to make with holiday
Why is he on the
leftovers
phone?
than my best pies. Watch.
Wait, why did he call in? Why did Chef Tony call into the infomercial? It's like,
He's
was
a
it
busy
on
man,
the
Chef
radio?
Tony.
Was he like being interviewed on a radio station? He's calling.
What do you do? What is he up to?
He's calling from prison.
There's nothing better to make with holiday leftovers than my best pot
He
pie.
had to finish the commercial. He's contractually obligated to finish the commercial.
It sounds like a speak and spell.
Mouth-watering hot pot pie, but store-bought pot pie.
I'm not doing it to the beat. It just looks like that.
Beat of what? No. No.
I'm gonna serve that to him. He's gonna fucking arrested.
As you should be.
I feel like people actually do that shit. I don't know why that's making me laugh so much, but I feel like people do that at like restaurants. What's wrong with people? Wasn't there like the guy like standing in the lettuce in Burger King or something?
Burger King foot lettuce.
Why? For what? Whoa! That was actually
Bye-bye.
scary. Because I have to call an ambulance. I have to call an ambulance. No. How do I call an ambulance? I can run there. I can run there. I can run there. Imagine you got in a car accident and you look down, you got like a broken leg, and you look down all the way down here and you see the medic, an EMT running up the hill with a bag.
The way the bag does not move an inch. It does not jostle. It does not shake. It is still in space and time, except for going forward. That is incredible hand stability. That man used to be a waiter.
And you look even further down, you see that he drove into a ditch. All right, I'm here. I need the defib. I need the defib. All right, I'll be right back.
Hey, Jerma 985 here.
Remember, you look like the yellow M&M today.
Oh no.
Yeah, I kind of do.
Kind of do though.
I don't look anything like this guy. Move. Anyone understand what's going on?
I see the resemblance.
Oh, I'm hoping. All right. Yeah. I'm stupid. Stop. Cut that. Get the fucking door closed. Close the door. Hey! This is a monthly subscription box that comes in the mail, and you buy it.
Wait, I was moving me. What happened there?
Stop. Cut that. Get the fucking door closed. Close the door. Hey! This is a monthly subscription box that comes in the mail, and you buy it, you open it, and there's all kinds of nerdy, geeky,
Is this from before he was replaced?
gamer culture type stuff inside. And I thought I should get one, and you should open it for you, and give these guys a shout, give these guys a shout out, and give you guys like a shout out, and we'll give them a shout out. This is Dork Q. All right, let's make this a little interesting. How about that? Right when the box opens, how about everybody writes hashtag in the comments? Loot yet? You know what I mean? Like, we got loot. That's what we'll do. So in the comment section below, right when this opens, everybody say, loot yet? There's blood in the box! There's blood inside this box!
Dude, is that a fresh wild apple?
Didn't see that
Are you
coming,
serious?
okay.
Where is this? That's a fresh wild orange. Or is that a wild tomato? That's a wild tomato. A wild onion? Holy shit, that's awesome. This is wild fruits and vegetables. Jeremy, you fucking suck. Stop
Where do you
saying
think
that. It's making me unconscious. It's making me self-conscious. Stop saying that.
It's making me
you know who I think makes
unconscious.
the best in the grocery store ice cream? That's right, Blue Bunny. Blue Bunny makes the best grocery store ice cream, without a doubt. It's by a mile. Here. Blue Bunny. Chocolate ice cream. It's delicious.
You just
It's
have that
perfect.
next
It's
to you?
smooth. It's pillowy. When you scoop it out,
Pillowy.
it makes this like
It's fluffy. It's pillowy.
Stop calling it pillowy. What,
Where am I?
what got him?
Where am I? Okay, I just woke up in like a fucking box underground.
What?
You know what I mean? Like
No.
I just like that's the reaction you have if somebody chloroforms you. Right? I got chloroformed. I got stuffed in a box and buried,
Chloroformed?
and I just woke up. That's like the reaction that you have. That was not an appropriate reaction. Why can you do that? Wait, in the Spider-Man game, you couldn't do that. You go like, oh, have a good day, I'm Spider-Man. And the Hulk, why could fucking blast that lady? Why? Why did he...
Oh my god, I need to play that game.
Oh, yeah. No. The thing in the fridge is definitely not human meat.
What?
Arrow keys? No, it's not the arrow keys. So laugh.
The hell is this?
The one thing that I really, chat sometimes is just so fucking irritating. Ow! That's it. It's time for me. Yeah! Ah! I can do that better.
He's trying. He's trying.
Oh, you want to fight?
I respect the bit.
Fight. Don't fuck come at me. Don't. Oh.
He's gonna knock himself out, isn't
I
he?
went too far. I was looking at the camera. Let's go. Go for a walk. My guy's on fucking drugs. Go for a walk, not in the house.
You can walk in the house.
Don't take the time. Oh, my stomach. I have to go across the room. Damn, dude, you shit out of
What's
that
going
fat ass.
on?
Listen to me. You have to understand something. Look. I'm wearing a thing that's like compressing my back. So it might look like I have whatever. How does he have an hourglass figure and a beer gut? God damn it. I don't know. I don't know, dude. I don't know. That's fucking crazy. Okay. Well, because I've got like a dancer's body and I like to drink beer. How is that so hard to understand?
Dangerous body.
Oh my god. I'm gonna be here for a long time. I'm gonna be here for a very, very long time.
No, Hulk sleepy.
Come and mop up, boys. I'm done here.
He said, mop up. I'm done here, right? Like I'm done. Wait, what? What are you talking about?
Come and mop up, boys. I'm done here.
Oh, okay.
It's come and mop up. But now, I'm not going to be able to unhear that for the next 30 times I died. You look like John from Garfield. You know what? Fuck off, okay?
A little bit, yeah.
I'm not John from Garfield, for God's sakes. Get it off. Get it off me. Get it off.
What's wrong with
I
being
don't
Mr.
want Bond
Arbuckle?
anymore. No, it can't be. It is. I'll stand up. Fine. Fuck it. Whatever. Who cares?
Is he gonna show us his butt again?
God damn it! I fucking quit. All right, it's time to get the results. My IQ is.
Mm-hmm.
You ready?
Mhm.
I took an IQ test today.
Yeah. What'd we
It
get?
made me understand that it doesn't matter if you're good at puzzles. Doesn't matter if you can dodge a battle axe. Doesn't matter if you can fight anybody. We're all strong inside. We all have what it takes. Whatever is underneath this, it doesn't matter what it is. It could be 50, it could be 100, it could be 150. Which would make
beautiful.
me better than all of you. Time to reveal the IQ. And again, don't be discouraged when you see this number. You want to fuck around? You want to fuck around with the bug?
Just remember what you said, Jerma.
You want to fuck around with the bug? This one's for all the
The
mosquitoes.
bug.
This one's for all the fucking beetles in the world. They don't fucking listen to us. They don't like us. They try to crush us under their shoes. Die, motherfucker! This is for the bugs! What would a neighbor think? Who am I talking to? What is going on? What's happening in that fucking room? Why does it have to be another dude?
Yo, the Lord of the Rings games. Let's go.
The CCTV angle. Don't make me laugh. This happened outside of a fucking like 7-Eleven. Oh my god. There's people lying on the ground. What happened outside? There's somebody's already dead back there. Somebody's already been beat up. 3 people. He throws the axe too. I love this so much.
No, I don't want to fight him. He's huge. He's huge. He's a huge guy. He's a huge fire. Steve, keep away.
What the fuck?
Yeah!
What is happening?
Shit. No!
Did you do Jack Sparrow? Fuck, I'm done. Oh, my career is over. I'm ending my career. It's over.
What? Gonna get copyright stricken.
It's too dark.
Oh god.
I can't see. Hey everybody, real quick. Just want to say happy Thanksgiving to you all. Hope you had a good one today. I thought I wasn't gonna miss this. I thought I was gonna get it out there too late. But I'm thankful for you.
I've seen this too.
Let's just get it out there, right? That's why I made this video. I am thankful for you, and I had a great turkey day. Hope you did too. Hope you ate plenty of turkey. Hope you had plenty of sausages, plenty of bacon, plenty of ham.
Still
All
always
the things that we
funny.
love to have during our Thanksgiving
God
feasts.
damn, Jerma.
I had plenty of it today. I'm thankful for you. I'll see you soon. I can't get a fucking haircut right now, guys. Didn't you understand? I didn't get a haircut in fucking February. And you look like Hillary Clinton hair? Hillary Clinton hair? Should I be hold on?
Why is he so dark?
Hold on, give me a second.
What?
I'm like one of those people that just like blacked out doing those interviews, but they don't want you to know who they are. But I'm screaming. I'm a screamer. I just don't want you to know.
That was me.
You
That
know,
wasn't part of this.
I really would tell you more about about my boss. My boss really, he was a fucking tyrant. And I'm not just saying that because we're playing Resident Evil. He really was. He was a tyrant. He was a terrible guy. We're not gonna use this anywhere, right? You're gonna make sure nobody can hear me.
Get him some backup.
Oh, yeah, you're totally fine.
Oh, fear, let's go.
Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit.
Why did they say that so much to
He
him?
pulls out a shotgun. Oh shit! He gets his fucking face blown off. The guy next to him. Oh shit! I was hoping he was gonna say, "Oh shit." Oh shit!
How did he get that one line so
He's a
much?
vegan furry. Did you just say that, or am I making that up? I don't know why. Why did I say that? What did somebody say? Somebody said something close. I thought somebody said, "Dude, you're a fucking, what are you, a vegan furry?" I was like, "No," but who said that?
Somebody help this man.
Somebody said that. Why would I have said anything? Why would I just say that for no reason? Somebody said, "Very funny." Really?
Nah, he's a vegan furry. We know it.
I don't know why. Okay, that song.
Hold. Excuse me. Why are the character's legs going through the steering wheel? That is sending me. What fucking game is this? Why is he doing that? Better steering. Oh, okay. Oh, I need to breathe for a second. What the hell?
Milkshake bring. I'm just telling you, that's what I hear. Okay. Cat, get the 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 cat, cat, get the 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 cat. Come on, keep going. Move. You're almost there. You're almost out of the range. You're almost out. You're almost out. You're almost out. You're almost out. Good, 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 good. Oh, thank God. Thank God. You made it.
What the?
Glasses perched up on her face.
What?
She got her hair tied up in braids. You need to play ragtime piano. It's the only way. You know, I've
never seen that flail.
Now listen, Buster. Once we get down here, I'm gonna make sure that we take care of this as soon as possible. Oh, look at her. She's sapping him all as hell.
My enemy.
I don't agree with that, and I'm gonna get real sore with you. I'm saying right now, I'm gonna get real cross with you. Now, I don't say that move. I don't get that move at all. That move is absolutely unbelievable. It's one of those moves that you can't do anything about. And I'm telling you, yeah. But you know what else is as ridiculous as that? Yeah, like we're gonna get planes soon. They're gonna like I can fly eventually too. How many fucking moves do you get before you? I'm sorry about that, folks, but I meant to say, how many moves do you get to do in a row before, gosh darn it, how many moves do you get to do, gosh darn it, before fucking wrong thing? Wrong thing. And now the whole thing's fucked up, folks. So we may as well just do this and say, fuck you.
You gonna go with the Kamehameha?
Here comes the DMs.
Carl Grippers for nothing. Hey, Grin, welcome in. How you doing? The baby rattle. I can see it, yeah.
CA. Look, we'll fuck with the algorithm. Ready? Fuck with the algorithm.
No, not my algorithm.
Audio jungle. Audio jungle.
How does he do that?
Audio jungle. Audio jungle. Good. I'm safe. Oh, this is my favorite part.
What piece
I love
of
this
machinery
part. Come
does he
up
have
here.
that lets him do that?
Oh, that's my favorite part. I love it. Oh, I know this one though. This is here, I know this one.
In the morning, night, I walk inside the food and you find me behind. No more than if it's up before it must find me. Nothing nice, just wanna have fun.
More.
That's like the shit that I do when nobody else is around.
Oh, wait a minute. Holy shit. There's
Should I start doing that on stream?
Get a big spider.
Oh, banger.
The giant enemy spider. Yes!
Is that from something, or did he just do
Every
that?
single person is my enemy. Oh, the treachery. Every single person wants to be my enemy. My enemy.
Oh, was it? Oh.
You guys want to fuck with new viewers? Okay, so I'm gonna get a royalty-free song that's like with a bit like a lot of drums. I'm gonna full cam, and just be like fucking like playing like air drums and like we're gonna into it and shit. Ugh, I have to not fucking break. This is gonna be really hard to not like fucking just crack. This is so stupid. I can't. I can't. I can't do it. My God. I can't. I just...
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. I believe in you. He's got my timing.
Turn on the voice chain. Here we go. I got it. It's another interlude. I got a feeling that tonight's gonna be a good night. That tonight's gonna be a good night.
Why does he sound like a transformer?
Tonight's gonna be a good night. Does it sound good?
Tonight's gonna be a good night. Tonight's gonna be a good night.
That is going to haunt my dreams.
Good night. Got feel it? Woo! It's gonna be a good night. That tonight's gonna be a good night. That tonight's gonna be a good. Doesn't the song have lyrics?
It's a big ass
I know
mug.
that we'll have a ball if we get down and go out and just lose it all at the back. Way out and wanna let it go. Let its way out of space and include it all. Don't feel that you fill up my cup. Shove it out.
He sounds like he's got a Space Marine voice filter.
And it's called the American Bible Study Show. It stars Jeff Foxworthy. The theme song to this show is fucking insane. We have to listen to it because I cannot comprehend why this theme song is the way that it is. Ladies and gentlemen, we're about to listen to the intro to American Bible Challenge. Are you ready?
Okay.
This is the American Bible Challenge.
It sounds like I'm being robbed.
How fucking terrible was that? Everybody put your hands up. Everybody just stand up. Everybody put your hands up. Everybody just stand up. Everybody put your hands up. Everybody just stand up. What does this have to do with God? It's in one of your videos? Wait, is it really? I wouldn't want this guy on this set. Yellow. Where is it? How you...
Everybody put your hands up. American Bible Challenge. Everybody put your hands up. Come on now, stand up.
Everybody just stand up. Okay, all right, put your hands up. Okay. Everybody just stand up. Jeff, I already am. Put your hands up, Jeff. They're up. You stand up. I'm standing, and my hands are up. What should I do now? Should I praise God? No, just stand up.
I swear to God, every time I download a Windows update,
Stand up.
my computer gets worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. It's like I'm taking my car to the mechanic. And every time I go to the mechanic, he unscrews something else.
That's so real.
Hey, man, can you replace my windshield wiper fluid?
Yeah, I sure can.
And he puts, like, a little bit of windshield wiper fluid in and then unscrews something underneath.
Why are you going to a mechanic for that?
I'm hearing, like, a rattling. Let me check that out. And he opens it up and he just, like, pees in the gas tank or something. Hey, man, like, my gas tank smells like pee. Yeah, well, now let me fix that. And he pees in the wiper fluid.
Why is
He
it
takes a hammer to,
piss?
like, the taillight. Like, every time I get a Windows update, my computer gets worse. My computer just gets worse every time I download one. And there's been a bunch of them lately. Like, I caught up.
Point.
Windows updates are never good.
$282 million. How about a $28 million spin? What do you say about that? Video game? Okay, it was $300 million. You would have been thrown out of the casino by now. You're gone. You're long gone. Coin.
Can you lose in this game?
$500 million. Hello, this is Greg's Chocolates. Hey, Greg. Yeah, it's your rival from down the street, from Boo Montier's Chocolates. I'm shit-faced right now. I don't even know the name of my own fucking chocolate company, Greg. Hey, how many outstanding shares do you have? Last time I checked, I think we had 5 to 10 million outstanding shares. Well, guess who just put an order in for market buying all of them tomorrow morning? I don't know, Jeremy. Who was it? It was me, Mr. fucking Green. My first name is Jeremy, apparently. Give me that. Come on.
I know he was doing his bit there, and it was a good bit. I was so distracted by the cars clipping through each other and just, like, going in random directions. What the fuck is he playing?
71 million a spin. And that's a coin. And that's...
I think he's lost it.
That's $1 billion.
Hey, guess what gear I use, guys? Take a guess. I use a Razor Death Adder. If you want to have the advantage over other players, you get the Razor Death Adder. Hey, gamers. Guess what Jerma 985 uses for his games? Death Adder. Check out these shots only on a Death Adder. Can you hear the sound of the mechanical keyboard on Jerma 985 stream? That's a Corsair Mighty XL. Check out those frags. Can you get that with a regular keyboard? No. And guess what else? You use this a Razor Death Adder.
It's got a good view, this room over here, and up there is like a piano,
And hey, gamers! Ever wish you could shoot like Jerma? Well, you can. As long as you pick up on Black Friday. Use code word FATFUCK, by the way. Gamers.
Gamers.
There's a sale. Take a look at this clip from one of Jerma's lives.
We want to thank you for all your hard work.
Give me my hard work.
You're the one who steps up and gets things done around here.
I'm the one that gets things done around here.
What is he listening to?
You keep your word, you deliver what you promise, and then you go the extra mile.
I do.
You're doing a great job. A great job.
Hooray! Hooray for me!
I need to start saying hooray for me.
Yes! Hooray. There's even more. There's even more.
Congratulations.
Congrats!
You did it. You didn't let anyone or anything stop you. All your hard work has paid off. You took the obstacles and made them rungs on a ladder.
Why does he
And
sound like a
now
character from
success
Chicago,
is
Illinois?
yours. And it's all because of your commitment to yourself.
It's because of the
You've earned
commitment
it.
to myself.
You deserve it.
I deserve this.
Feels good, doesn't it?
He didn't plan this.
Success is yours.
Now it's time to record your TV catchphrase. This will be used to introduce you to your adoring public.
I forgot about this
After the
game, and it's
countdown,
terrifying.
Just shout out whatever you like this. Amber Bell rocks.
God. Wait, I think I've seen this too.
Life is pain. I hate my. Life is pain. I hate.
That's great.
The fucking face.
They're holding me hostage and making me film these commercials.
The fact that they keep cutting him
Do
off.
something wacky. Hey. Hey, this one goes out to all y'all in the bar.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, 3, 2, 1, let's go. Green tea. They can't even hear me. Should I try to communicate? Like, right? Like, hey, hey, wait, look over here. 1,
Oh,
2,
going again? Okay.
3. Yeah! I'm probably just look like a fucking psycho. Nobody's probably watching this TV.
That's completely normal for you. What? Hold on. What is this? Mushroom Hat Sorcerer at WP1 has new spells. After Castle Skip, Foggy Door needs key. Yo, everyone in the bar, what's up, dude? This one goes out to all you relaxing and having a good time. On the count of 3, we're gonna toast our health and wealth. Ready? All right, I'm taking my 3rd drink, I guess. Not booze. 3. All right, well, thanks to Jerma, I just downed an entire can of a drink in three goes.
Oh my god. Okay, hold on a second. This looks so stupid. I'm like...
There was a little bit left.
Upside down.
Why is this?
Your health is just too low. He doesn't have any instant kill moves. Okay, if I chop you up in a meat grinder, and the only thing that comes out that's left of you is your eyeball, you're probably dead. You're probably going to, not you. I'm just saying, like, if somebody were to like push you into a meat grinder, and like one of your finger bones is still intact, they're not gonna pick it up and go, well, see, yeah, it wasn't an instant kill move. You still got like this part of your finger left. No, I'm not gonna put you into a meat grinder. I'm not gonna put you into a meat grinder. No, I'm making a reference. You know what I'm saying.
I feel threatened. If
there's only fucking teeth left, it's fucking, you're dead. You're dead.
I'm gonna take this to the grave, though.
You understand what I'm saying, though? I'm not actually saying I'm gonna put somebody in a meat grinder.
Guys.
God damn it. Hey, dude, like, it's actually not an instant kill move. If I were to put you in a meat grinder. Whoa. Imagine this, I had to use the meat grinder analogy, but it worked. Sorry, I was just talking. I was like, I was speaking collectively, like just like a thing that happens.
What? I'm gonna grab my sword. I don't feel safe anymore.
For the saw trap room. Oh shit. Oh my god, what am I cleaning for? Yeah, I gotta move trash and stuff. Oh shit, what am I doing? Yep, okay. Good. This would be like the you get eaten alive by bugs room.
Every house
The
needs
best
one of
part about
those.
this is the fact that you can't remove windows in this game. So, oh, make your choice here in a room with bugs. They're gonna eat your eyes until you get the key. This is like in a suburban neighborhood. Okay, how about like you have to fold a certain amount of t-shirts. You don't fold 10 t-shirts correctly, like they do in
Is he
old
making a
neighborhoods.
saw house?
In 2 minutes, the room will fill with gas.
If you do not fold the laundry in 20 minutes or less, your roommate will get very mad at you. Your husband will be upset. Your wife will be very frustrated with you. I stole this joke from chat. Make your choice. You need to beat yourself in a staring contest.
I can do that.
One of you blinks, the shotgun rigged to the back of your head will go off.
I got this.
I kind of want to surround a room with these. Yeah, that's another trap room. Surrounded by glass. Very breakable. What we don't know is all the glass, when it breaks, will trigger gas into the room. Something, gas. Something.
Okay, I lost.
This is going to be something, gas.
Gas.
You have 10 minutes. You have 5 minutes, gas.
In 10 minutes, gas.
Gas.
Fill the room. You have only 10 minutes to escape the gas. In this room,
Why does he say gas like
if you
that?
breathe in the gas, you're gonna die.
Why does he have just a soundboard of him saying gas?
The device around your neck aroused gas will enter the room. Don't breathe the gas. I have filled this room with gas, and not the gas that you are used to. I filled this room with sewer gas. It stinks.
Not the poo gas.
In this room, I farted gas. In this room, it is full of fart gas. Don't breathe in the gas. You must sit inside of this room for 5 minutes without puking into the toilet. If you throw up into that toilet, gas will enter the room. In this room, you need to go on to twitch.tv. And you're gonna have to quickly, in 1 minute, gas, like this streamer.
Okay, so I didn't know that it was actually a soundboard of him saying gas. I thought he was just saying it the same way. Also, gas, like the streamer. I need to hear that again. Hold on.
In this room, you need to go on to twitch.tv. And you're gonna have to quickly, in 1 minute, gas, like this streamer. If you do not gas, like the streamer, and he doesn't feel gas, in 10 seconds or less, the room is gonna fill with gas.
You know what the best part about this whole little routine here? I don't think I've even said it the amount of times that they actually say it in the Saw movies. If you count the amount of times that the word gas has been said this stream, I bet you they said it more times over the course of that series. Nerve agent counts. That counts. You gotta give me a feel. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Breathe. Okay, if he says the word breathing in, if the words breathe in a certain fume that is a gas-like fume, nerve gas, come on. The word breathing comes up 8 times and isn't related to gas.
What you're breathing in right now is fresh air. I opened up the window to make sure you got some fresh air so you could breathe in the fresh air. Hey, breathe in this scented candle, because this is your test, Michael. This is your test. The same the entire reason why I brought you here in the first place. The door is just locked behind you. You thought this was a tour. Your test begins now. I know how much you don't like smelly smells. I know how much you think it's disgusting. Beetles and bugs. You wouldn't touch them when you were a child. But now you must. Because if you cannot be in this room for more than 1 minute, gas. The gas will start flowing. Only after you puke, though. I gotta make that really clear. I've been talking for a while. Only after you puke. If you puke into that toilet, Gas. Gas will fill the room. Gas. Gas. Gas will fill the room. Make your choice. Will you stand the smelly smells for 10 minutes? Or will you puke into the toilet, filling the room with gas? Gas. 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 Gas.
Gas. Gas.
Gas. Gas. Make your choice. Hello again, Steve.
Oh God, more.
You found yourself in a bus, it seems. And this bus is unlike any other bus you've ever driven.
Quick, hit the gas.
Must go at least 40 miles per hour, just like that movie. If this bus goes below 40, I'll hide your toenail clippers and your tweezers in your house. You won't be able to find them. It's really fucking annoying.
Evil bastard.
Oh, are you alright? You okay? You okay? Are you okay? Oh shit. Steve, go on the road. You're driving on the wrong side of the road, Steve. Steve, you need to be on the right side of the road, otherwise my fucked up plan is you're stuck in the middle. Steve, you're stuck in the middle of the road, Steve.
What's wrong with my body? How come nobody cares? It's like, can I get in the picture? Where'd he go? I missed.
She's. Oh.
I'm just a psycho. I'm sorry. No, I don't mean. I don't. All right, you can arrest me. I don't know. This is weird. Everybody looking at me. Stop! Don't look at me.
He's so much taller than everyone.
Stop looking at me. I gotta get out of here. I gotta get. Oh my God! What? What happened? What happened? Okay, I gotta dress as this guy.
What did happen?
Jesus! Whoa! Whoa! I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding with you.
When I did maintenance at McDonald's, one of my managers like pretended she was slipping on the area that I was mopping. I like immediately dropped my mop and went to go catch her, and she never fell, and I was like, "Oh, you bitch." Oh!
No, you!
What the hell was that?
You didn't see anything!
You think this is how Jerma normally goes through buildings?
What the fuck? Ah! That was like a monster!
Oh my God. Security!
No,
You need to deal with this guy right away.
Running around with his arms out. A goddamn zombie.
What? Oh, give me the gun! What happened to the antelope? Whatever it was.
Antelope.
Target in sight.
Where's he going?
Hey!
This is so fucked up. I don't.
I could use some assistance.
Oh my God!
Okay, back to business.
That was not a human noise.
You okay? Somebody just hit you. Somebody just hit you with a crowbar, dude. I punched a bald spawn into his head. What?
Slap the hair right off him.
That's how you get punched in the face.
How did people do this? You can't, like... You had to put this shit down on a table and, like, smush your... This is how they had to do it.
Is this his own bit getting... I see. Why so serious?
I didn't even know what I looked like until right now. Drink more. Somebody's been that person.
You good, Jerma? You changed color. Oh.
You didn't go off camera. Shut the fuck up. You fucking idiot. Shut the fuck up. Go to sleep. I don't have to go to sleep. I'm an adult. I'm
Debatable.
an adult.
The hell was that?
Okay, I'm getting off.
Hey, dude, can you speak up? I'm in a construction site. Okay, hold on. It's got
What's
to
he
be
doing?
way louder than me, right? Like I gotta turn myself down.
Oh.
Like that. I gotta turn myself down.
What are they building?
There's nothing I can do there. I told guys
This man is a chaos elemental.
This is back in like fucking 2006. This is a 240p YouTube video that we are currently watching. Yeah, and it's Bandicam.
Is that condemned?
Where's that act? I'm dedicated to this joke.
And then we're gonna play, and everybody needs to. You guys need to be
Oh, no.
Somebody eventually is going to come to the stream and be like, "What the fuck is going on here? Why does this guy have any viewers?" What? No, I'll go to bed in like an hour. Yeah. Okay. I'll be up in like 20 minutes.
That's so real.
Piece of shit.
There he goes.
Do you honestly think I don't know the horse has a dodge 65 hours into the game?
Right now.
You've seen me do it like 100 times.
I've never had it be helpful though.
You can't dodge them all.
Does it have iframes? Because it feels like it has absolutely none.
He's turning. Oh shit, he's turning. He just growled at us.
Ooh. Oh, I dig the winged hussar armor though.
See what you like. I'm just trying to be conscious of just, you know.
fuck
just be
is
conscious.
that?
And all things in moderation. Ben Franklin was the smartest fucking person to ever live.
What?
I've said that 1,000 times on this stream. Ben Franklin is the smartest man ever. So listen to Ben Franklin. All things in moderation. Don't eat steak every day. You can have it.
You're not the boss
have
of
it
me.
when you feel like it. You don't have to eat it every single day. Don't chug milk every day. Ben Franklin wouldn't have done that. No, I'm not gonna read that because I disagree.
Not gonna read that because I disagree.
No, I refuse to say it because I don't believe you. I don't believe it. I refuse to say it. No, I'm not even gonna manifest that.
No, I'm not gonna.
Ben
even
Franklin is a hoe.
No, I've refused to give that. I'm not gonna even say that. I will say it. Okay, fine. All right. Ben Franklin is not in hell. The person that said that time
Disagree.
for 5 minutes. You said Ben Franklin's in hell, and no, I'm sorry, I don't believe you. Why is Ben Franklin in hell? No, I said it out loud, and now I don't know what to do. No, that's not real. Nope. Ben Franklin's not in hell. I have 1,500 souls on the ground, and you've lost them. You lost them, I didn't. So, Jezebel has a little story for us.
All right, it's kind of
It
off
goes something
screen.
like this. So I'm home for the holidays from college, and I decide to watch some Jerma vids on my parents' big TV because I was bored. Okay, we've established what's going on. So I microwave some pizza and turn it on to this compilation of edits of Jerma's faces. When it gets to this face, however, the TV froze. So I tried turning it on and off to restart it, but the TV just won't turn off, and it's stuck on this fucked up image of Jerma's face.
Are there any other
Okay, I
kind?
don't know how that happened. A couple hours pass, and I don't know why it took me a while, but I finally decide to unplug the TV. And then I realize that the face is permanently burned onto the screen. Like it's just stuck there. My parents aren't back until later in the night, so now I'm freaking out trying to cover the screen so that they don't see the stupid face burned onto their $1,000 TV. What do I do? I don't even understand. Screen burn-in? How long does screen burn-in last? People are saying fake, but I mean, it looks kind of real. You gotta be kidding me, man.
I mean, that was a real picture, I'm sure.
The fact that you're taking this photo, by the way, like you're taking this photo like hidden somewhere, like, look at this.
Oh.
There's no fucking way, dude.
Oh no, he's eating Oprah.
No, that would be so horrible. The best part is the fact that you're taking this from like hidden in the staircase up. I don't know where you are, but like look at these people watching the TV. This image is
That's a good
unbelievable.
dog.
Like the sleeping dog. Like you guys have to deal with this now. You guys have to put up with this now. This is unbelievable. Had a dream last night. Jerma became like a mainstream celebrity by pioneering a new type of stream where he would play a game like normal, but every once in a while he would let chat peep the horror and put this like red and black pulsating mass on screen. Kind of looked like an AI generated image. And the whole deal was that everyone who saw it thought it was the funniest thing they'd ever seen, but every time he'd show it, one viewer who saw it would die. It ended when he showed it on stream and dropped dead. The stream was left on for 72 hours to honor his memory. It was dead quiet with just his body and a slowly pulsating red mass on screen beside him.
Chat, should I let you peep the horror?
What? That's a fucked up.
I wonder if anyone's made
Whoa.
the horror asset.
That's what it looks like? Hold on. That's so scary. If someone was going to do mild voodoo on you, would you want to know, or would you rather continue to be oblivious to it?
I think I'd want to be oblivious to it because I don't think that it would do anything unless I knew about it and then something psychosomatic would happen. I'd be like, oh, my side hurts. Where they stab you with the needle on the doll.
Can you, like, leave me alone? You just, like, leave me alone? Like, I don't... You know what I mean? Like, why can't you just leave me alone? Sorry, hold on,
no,
I wanted to
voodoo.
read this. Sorry, I didn't mean to scare or upset you with the voodoo comment. I won't keep you updated on it anymore. I want some fucking warlocks in the chat right now, whoever you are. You need to counter that person. Don't update me, don't tell me about it, but just make sure that you're like countering that person's spells, right? I want some like wizards, like witches and warlocks. Just counter that person's spell, right? Razzle 250 again. Can I cast a curse on you? I'm not gonna read this out loud. No, don't do that. Somebody remove it. This I don't want any but curses.
Why do they want to curse him
Remove
so
curses.
bad?
I'm not gonna read that out loud. I don't know what the fuck that is. No curses. Somebody de-curse me. Can somebody? This got to be somebody in here. There's 3,200 people watching right fucking now. One of you has to be kind of into this shit, right? Like one of you is gonna be into this shit, like the whole cursing and like witchcraft and stuff. Just take it off now. Take it. I know one of you does. Seriously, please. I know you will. Somebody's gonna listen to this and be like, "Oh, actually, I am into that. That's like I'm into like kind of the energies and of like the earth and spells and shit. Just do it. Please remove the curses from me. There's like 6 of them on me right now, and like people keep doing them to me.
Double up the
Take them
curses.
off. Just take them off. Take them off.
Give him more.
Take the
Give him
curse
so
off.
many curses
Somebody in this
that they
chat's gonna do
compete.
it. I'm gonna be so happy when you do. All I can do is make your penis smaller. Don't do that either. Don't do that one. If I wake up
Oh, thank
tomorrow
God, I've needed that for a
and
while.
I will be so mad. Don't do that. Use a different one.
Well, all right. That I may be more confused than ever as to what exactly a Jerma is, but that was a lot of fun. That man runs with a bit, and I appreciate that. He goes ham. I don't even know how to do half of the things he did, but I would like to learn. Thank you for the redeems. Grin. Ugh. That was certainly a thing. But no, Jerma's funny as hell. Yeah, if you don't already, I'm sure if you're running into this anywhere, you probably already know Jerma. Yeah, go check him out. Shout out to the Clipper here, Gray. It's just Gray. Somehow they got that name on YouTube. With an E, not an A. Yeah. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. I laughed a lot at that. That man is a chaos creature. Yeah. I guess that's gonna be it for me for the night. Let's see. Another day, when I'm feeling up to it, I'll probably do more reacts to PancreasNoWork. I did like his video. I'll probably check out the Age of Sigmar one. Oh no. I don't want to scratch any of Jerma's surfaces. Yeah, thank you, Angie, for giving me that list of what the hellery. Let me see. Oh, Jen is playing Resident Evil, I almost said 6. No, Requiem. Oh, I mean, you can send that to me and I'll check it out. Yeah, I think I'm going to send you guys to Genesis VT. He's a cool guy. He's going to be playing Resident Evil 9. It's a cool game. Yeah. So thank you guys for hanging out with me. I hope you had fun. Let me know if you liked the React content, and maybe we'll do it again some more. Yeah, and also if you have any suggestions for React content for me, or for stuff for me to react to, there we go. I don't like using the word content. But if you have things for me to react to, let me know and I will check them out. And let me know if you have any critique on how I did. Anything I could improve, anything you would like to see from the setup, anything at all, let me know. And I will see you guys later. Have a good night, everyone. I'll see you on Wednesday. And as always, safe travels.